Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3-0 Take, where we talk all things Major League Baseball. Here's Kyle Corwin and Nate Reyes. It all starts right now.
Welcome back to the 3-0 Take, presented by Big League Chew. This is episode 270, the Hot Takes and Predictions episode. I'll be your host, Kyle Corwin, and I'm here with my co-host, Nate Reyes. Nate.
Hot takes. Get your hot takes here. Hot takes. Let's go, man.
The episode I look forward to most, the episode our listeners look forward to most, the episode that arguably I lose sleep over the most.
Oh, 100%.
I was just telling you, we were watching the national championship game last night, and I'm sitting there filling out I've been wrestling over these picks for weeks now. And it was still pretty much a game time decision.
100%. Literally for me, game time, as you know.
Yeah, you've been struggling with these for a while, and it was minutes before we hopped on.
Well, we're here now.
The struggle is
here.
real.
That's what's important.
We're here. What better way to start off the episode than looking at maybe a couple of last year's picks, shall we? Just for kicks. Just to laugh at ourselves. We have mentioned, we've kind of sprinkled some reminders of our picks.
Yeah,
throughout previous
primarily,
and maybe some of yours just to point at you and laugh a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Comic relief, but just for those who maybe are new or don't recall what our picks were last year, we're gonna share some of them from last year's Hot Takes and Predictions episode, just to give you an idea of maybe how close we were, maybe how far off we were, which happened more times than not.
For me, yeah,
for you, yikes!
I was all over the map.
All right, for transparency's sake, I won't just highlight the ones that we got right. We'll just go through the whole slate. I didn't want to do this, but like we say, we're all about transparency here.
Yeah.
We're going to give it to you straight. So, looking at the Rookie of the Year picks, I had Bobby Dahlbeck.
Tough.
And Sixto Sanchez.
Sixto was just unfortunate. That was unfair.
Tough break.
We didn't know. Yeah.
You had a Bobby Witt Jr. and also had Sanchez in the NL.
Little premature on old Bobby.
Premature.
But, yeah.
Not a bad pick. I went back and listened to. So for those wondering, I did go back and listen to the Hot Take episodes from last year. We did one for actually the AL and NL for some reason. We just wanted to break it up, mix it up a little bit. So there was 2 episodes. And we both were in agreement that we thought that the Royals weren't going to really mess with Bobby's. Yeah. They weren't going to manipulate that like some of the other teams do with their stars, but
sure enough, they did.
Just didn't work out. Even though, truthfully, I feel like he should have been up with the club, but whatever. To each their own, I guess. The Cy Young, Lucas Giolito for myself, and Jacob deGrom. I felt pretty good about those picks at the time. Not terrible. And I'm not going to you'll learn, and I won't speak for you. Maybe you take a different approach, but I think I know where your approach lies, but I'm never going to go with like the surefire pick unless it's so blatantly obvious.
Like deGrom, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, then I'll give you that one. But I think both of us really try to mix it up a little bit, spice it up.
It's not fun to agree with everybody.
Yeah, it's just it's not fun. We're here to mix it up a little bit. It is, after all, the Hot Takes episode. That's what we do here. It's what we do here. You also had Lucas Giolito, and you had Jack Flaherty in the NL.
Tough. Also tough.
Tough break.
Yeah.
MVP, most proud picks for me.
Proud of you.
Vladdy Jr. in the AL, who would have won the MVP if they won Shohei Ohtani hadn't decided to go full God mode last year, but that's where we're at with that. The National League, the true MVP, Bryce Harper, had that down to a T. And like I've said before,
Great.
Like I said before, of all of those picks, that was the one I was most on board with. I'm like, you know what? If this is the only pick I get right, that's the only one I care about. And sure enough, and I'm on record as saying is taking that approach. I was like, you know what? Have the rest of the picks. I don't care. But
is it bad that I don't even remember mine?
You, guy, I texted you about it, last night or maybe this morning? I was cracking up at how in on the Angels you were last year. And it peaked with your selection of Anthony Rendon as your American
That's
MVP.
just a rough shakeout. Just a rough shakeout.
Yeah,
right
but I mean,
there.
at what point is
he's an MVP candidate when he's healthy, for sure. It's not, can't foresee injuries.
And then you had Corey Seager in the NL, which not a bad pick.
I don't even know. Did he even get any votes? I doubt it.
I don't think so. Yeah. Well, I mean, they have votes for like the top 30 or something. Like if you look at Baseball Reference, it's like MVP-28 or something.
Yeah.
So I would imagine he's somewhere on the list. I'm sure.
One
somewhere.
third place vote or something.
Possibly. All right. So then jumping across, we had, and again, if you've been zoned out for the last few minutes, these are our picks from last year. We're not picking these guys to win this year. Our standing predictions from 2021, we both had the Yankee. In fact, no, it was the National League was the same. American League, we both had the Yankees winning the East. Didn't pan out.
No.
Both had the White Sox winning the Central.
Got it.
Well done. I had the Astros winning the West. Well done, Kyle. Good. Nate, for some reason, decided 2021 was the year of the Angels. Not to be.
Wasn't.
The wild card, the first wild card spot, I had the Twins. The second, I had the Blue Jays. You had the Blue Jays and the Astros.
Tough.
Very tough.
Yeah.
You at least had respectable picks. I don't know why I decided to go with the Twins. I knew they were frauds.
Never do it.
They were frauds then. They're frauds now. I don't understand. National League, we were identical. We had the Braves out of the East. We had the Cardinals in the Central, which I believe the Brewers came out of the Central.
Yeah.
The West, we had the Dodgers. We both had the Padres as the top spot. We were real high on the Padres. I mean, to be fair, a lot of people were high on the Padres.
Yeah.
Like, we can't.
It was a crazy offseason that they pulled off, too. So
yeah, I mean, we can't beat ourselves up for that. And then we had the Mets in the second wild card spot. Tough.
Not a good look.
We had the Dodgers winning the National League pennant. We had the White Sox winning the American League pennant. I had the White Sox over the Dodgers, and you had the Dodgers over the White Sox. So, both taking L's there, but
yep.
I mean, at least for my pick, I was going with a more exciting pick. You were just going with the chalk. I'm sitting here going, you know what? Let's make some noises here, Chicago.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And then you're just going with the cakewalk for the Dodgers to the World Series.
A little bit of a cakewalk.
Tough. Last year in our hot takes and predictions episode, you also predicted that Aaron Judge would play over 120 games.
Nailed it.
Well done. Yeah, and
nailed
similar
that.
To like my Harper.
I was the only
pick,
one on that boat, by the way. No one was on that boat.
And you were on that. You didn't have a foot in the water. You were fully on that boat.
Yep.
And so, like I said, similar to my Harper pick, I feel like you were very much behind that.
Yeah.
You defended that very strongly, to not just to me but to others as well.
Through and through.
So credit to you on that one. Maybe that should be a thing we do every year. It's like we'll give all of our picks, but then we go back at the end and
our favorite pick that we
identify that we're gonna defend. Like that's the hill we're gonna die on. I like that.
Okay.
Remind me to swing back on that at the end if we haven't remembered to do that. And you said Jordan would hit a home run over 500 feet. Actually, nobody hit a home run over 500 feet last year. The closest was Miguel Sano, 495 feet in Fenway. So, I mean, that was a spicy pick. It was edgy, and that's what we're here for.
What we're here for. Whoa.
That's what we're here for.
Whoa.
But I mean, there, like I said, we had a lot of takes. There was some more sprinkled in there, but those were some of the ones that I made note of as I was going back and listening through the old one. But with that said, before we transition into our takes for 2022, how about we open up with some listener hot takes?
Love that.
We have a bunch, and so Nate actually came up with the idea, probably a better call than just doing them all at once. We're going to break them up into two parts. We're going to run through a few here, and then we're going to loop back. I guess we'll probably just round out the episode with the other half. We'll go from there. I think I got all of them. There was a lot. It's very possible I maybe missed some, so forgive me if I didn't include yours. But there was a lot, and there were some good ones, and there were some spicy ones in here.
I love spice. You gotta spice it up.
I'm not gonna lie. They were spicy.
A little too much? Maybe.
Yeah.
Probably. But I like that.
There's at least a couple of those every year, and that's why we do this.
It's all about that bold flavor. The Goldfish extra cheddar bold.
There you go. Caleb says the Dodgers don't make the playoffs because all the money in the world can't buy chemistry.
Wow.
I love that sentiment that money can't buy chemistry, but money at the same time can buy multiple MVP winners.
Yeah.
And I think at some point, even if you're kind of stumbling across the finish line, I think that finish line carries you to a postseason berth. So,
yeah.
I mean, would you agree?
Yeah.
I mean, that is a hot take. And to be fair, there are a number of people out there that think that for some reason, maybe they just hate the Dodgers. I don't know. I don't know if Caleb hates the Dodgers. Maybe it's a thing. They just hate the team and just want to see him implode. I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know. A mix of multiple reasons, but people just don't want to see the Dodgers succeed. And I get it.
We're just tired of it. Yeah. I mean,
I get it.
Everybody gets burnt out on the dynasty teams or like the dominant teams. And even though they haven't really been dominant in many ways.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of dealing with the same thing with the Yankees. It's like people stopped caring about them a long time ago. Cause I mean, what have they done? I mean,
it's true.
Once a dynasty, no longer.
Yeah.
Man, just no fight from Nate. It's sad. Man.
I got no fight.
To our listeners, there once was a day where Nate the claws would come out, but I mean, you can just try it. Hit him up in the DMs. Just say whatever you want about the Yankees, and believe me, you may just get left on red because there's just no fight there anymore. It's sad.
We just pull back in the shadows a little bit. That's all I got to do. Stop talking. If you're a Yankees fan, just stop talking. It's not possible, for sure. It's not possible as a group. There's always one mouth in there.
It's not good for baseball, seeing you like this. It's just not.
I got to pull back a little bit. I got to withdraw and just watch from the shadows quietly.
We'll get to the standings and all that. So I'm curious to see where your heart truly lies. But continuing here, speaking of the Yankees, Anthony says Aaron Judge will not sign an extension, and he's going to win an MVP, a Gold Glove, and he's going to go to a rival. And Anthony didn't indicate specifically, but he has mentioned that he believes that Aaron Judge will end up on the Red Sox, to which I say no.
I don't know. It'll never happen.
We attract winners in Boston. I don't think we need Aaron Judge in the clubhouse.
Yeah, relax.
Anthony, come on, guy. Just a terrible take. This is the hot take episode, not the garbage take episode. Joe says Dodgers will disappoint because of their subpar defense. I mean, do they have?
I don't know if it's that subpar.
I mean, it's not tops in the league, but
I mean, we're talking Gold Glove in center with Belly, Gold Glove in right with Mookie, Justin Turner at third, Trey at short, Max Muncy at second, Freddie at first. I mean, they're all capable. Will Smith behind the dish. Like, they're all, they're not schmucks defensively.
Not schmucks.
Then you got Chris Taylor. Put Chris Taylor wherever you want. Left, second, short, fill in the gap.
Give him a mask.
Doesn't
I'm sure
matter.
he'll catch.
They'll be fine.
Vinny says Willie Adames will be top 3 in MVP votes.
Ooh, that is spicy. I like that.
That's spicy.
Yeah.
That's real spicy. How do you
I'm a
feel
fan.
about this? Marshall says Castellanos wins the MVP. Not just we're not talking top 3. We're talking wins it.
That is, wow. That's extra hot sauce at Chipotle right there. Add another scoop on there.
I don't know, man. Put him on a team that has potential to do something. You might see a different Nick Castellanos. Who knows?
Who knows?
A different and better Nick Castellanos.
Who knows?
I mean, we were talking about it the other day. They were doing a little feature on the Phillies in spring training. I'm like, I texted you. I said, give me the warm and fuzzies, man.
I know.
Give me the tingles. I don't know what it is about the Phillies this year, but I like it. I really like it.
Dude, balls out. Just straight balls out. When he came out saying like, I don't have a degree. I hit baseballs. I'm like, oh, that's my guy.
I think my favorite Castellanos moment, and I saw somebody resurface a clip on social the other day, but it was when
it's not the deep drive to left field.
No,
that's everyone's favorite.
I'm so done with that. It's so overplayed. Right, cool, it's like, okay, cool.
It was. I'm glad we're on the same page.
It was funny, but we are just milking it. Although it's going to make a. I mean, to be fair, it didn't really go away, but now it's going to.
It's going to be even bigger.
It's going to be doubled down now that he's with Philly and a new team and all that. It's going to be a whole new thing. Whatever. No, but it was when they were interviewing him after the game, and they had the fan. You know how the fan was standing like right there behind the net, like on to his side, and they were interviewing the fan, and they were talking about Manfred, and he's just standing there with his
headset off.
He's just standing there with his arms crossed, like giving you looks, like, "Are you hearing this? Are you hearing it?" Because he didn't want to be on record as saying what the fan was saying. Yeah. That was Pete Castellanos. I love that. Luke says the Yankees only win 83 games this season.
That's pretty ridiculous, Luke. Calm down. I don't understand.
Nate, okay. I'm glad you responded the way you did, because it begs the question. Did anyone see the Padres not being a 500? What was the thing? What was like the running joke that I had last year? Because remember, they were just crumbling and crumbling and crumbling. And I said, you know what? The Padres might not even be like a 500 team.
No, I think you're right. I think we said they wouldn't win.
All right, no. It was 500, and then it went to 80 games. And I was like, they have to at least win 80 games. Once 500 was out the window, it's like the Padres are going to win 80 games, right? They finished 79 and 83. Did anyone see the Padres finishing 79 and 83? And not to mention, they were a better team on paper, and I would argue still on the field, than the Yankees are going into this year. So it's like, what gives you?
I don't see why.
You're going to sit there and tell me that on paper at the start of 2021,
you're not dealing with a Dodgers team, the AL East. You're not dealing with a team that's going to absolutely blow out the division.
Right, you're going to deal with an entire division that's going to blow out the division.
No, I think that the NL East last year was more competitive than what the AL East will be there this year. That's what I think.
Are you serious?
I do think that. Yeah. I don't see why
nobody saw the giant. No. But what I'm saying is not you. I'm asking you this to pretend as if you didn't even know what happened last year. Like you didn't know the Giants were going to be as good as they were.
Yeah, understood. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So
I'm just saying, yes, that's why we play. Like nothing can be done on paper.
That's why you play the game. But I'm just saying it's ridiculous to say that Luke's take is ridiculous. And I'm not just saying it's because of Yankees. I've really had to take a dose of humility here with really any of my takes, because it's like we have seen that literally anything can happen. Did anybody see the Nats doing what they did in 19? Did anybody see the Braves doing what they did last year?
I get it. That's fine.
I don't think it's ridiculous. I'm excited to get to the standings projections, because I can't really get a pulse on where you're at right now with the Yankees.
Good.
Because you have said you're just like, this is this is probably the least amount of hope that I've had going into a season. And now you're sitting here trying to say they're going to win more than 83 games. I don't know where you're at right now. So maybe we just save that for the standings.
All right. That's fine.
Brendan says the Marlins will get one of the wild card spots.
That's adorable. I love the Marlins.
Well,
that is an adorable pick.
I don't know if we love the Marlins as much as we used to.
Not anymore.
I think we're kind of off that train.
But I mean, it's just like NL East got better. The Central is always an issue. The West, as we know, can pretty much guarantee 2 teams. You don't know what 2 teams, but I feel like the West is going to guarantee 2 teams. I don't know.
I mean, remember, there's going to be 3.
We're asking the Marlins to basically be better than the Brewers, Cardinals, Phillies, Mets, potentially Padres, Giants. I just don't see it. I get what you're going for. We were on board last year. Just know that we're not fully on board anymore. And now I'm actually off the ship. I'm off the Marlins ship.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be one or the other.
Off. Yeah, I'm off.
On any of this stuff, you can't be one. That's why we do this. This is the episode where we plan this is the point of the year where we plan our flag. We say,
yeah, I'm off.
This is where we're at. And look, after it came out that they weren't seeing eye to eye with Jeets, it's like, sorry. Like, we were, I mean, you obviously a big Jeter guy, but even I came around and I was on board with you, and I'm like, he's taking this team in the right direction. And then they're just like, yeah, but do we have to spend money? Then we're not interested. And then he's like, all right, well, I'm gone. So at that point, no more Let's Go Marlins. That's it. It's as simple as that. Austin says Reds win the NL Central.
Come on, Austin.
Just a tip to if you hear your take read and then you hear Nate go, come on, just know that you successfully submitted a hot take. No, I'm just kidding. That's not for everybody. Sometimes it's just a terrible take, but
this
may be one of those takes.
Jonathan India and Joey Votto and Moose, who I don't even know who the rest of that roster, like I don't know what's going on. Hunter Green looks like he's going to be filthy, though. I do think he's going to be a stud on the bump. But other than that, I have no idea what's going on there.
Who really knows?
Yeah.
Cole says Vladdy hits 60 home runs, wins MVP, and the Jays win the World Series against the Dodgers. I mean, I love the commitment.
Through, yeah.
I love the commitment. Like
full on. Who said this?
Cole.
Fully on board, Cole. All right, man. I see what you're doing.
I love that. Matt says Orioles aren't the worst in baseball this year.
I like that pick, actually.
With the fingers crossed emoji.
No, dude. I like that pick. I think that's pretty solid. I mean, you look through that roster, like Mountcastle, Mancini, Cedric Mullins.
So excited for Mountcastle. Like that
Rushman coming up, like John Means. Like you've got dudes like, say what you will about Odor, but like that's a good ballpark for him to hit in. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna be okay. They're gonna be all right. I'm not saying they're gonna be a 500 ball club, but they're not gonna be the worst team in baseball. No shot.
I like that.
I think they're better than the A's right now.
Yeah. I would say that.
Yeah.
Cody says Mookie Betts MVP.
Interesting.
Is it weird that I've just kind of fallen off on Mookie Betts? Like I think he's great. Don't get me wrong.
Mookie needs to prove. He needs to come back with a real vengeance this year.
Well, no, but it's not for me. Like as a guy who was a fan of his when he was in Boston. I mean, I'm still a fan of just his game and all that. I respect it, but it just doesn't excite me anymore. I don't know when that happened. I don't know if it was like this past year or what, but
it had to be because the postseason before that, he was all over the place doing his thing in the Rangers, stadium. So
that's true.
It had to be last
year. It must have been over the course of last season. Jackson says, can Braves repeat? Team looks better on paper, but they can ball out.
I think it's definitely doable. Yes.
We're gonna get into that, Jackson. Tyler says Eloy leads in homers.
Ooh.
I like that.
I don't mind that.
That's
gotta stay healthy.
That's
Keep
a
him on the
refreshing
field.
take.
Yeah.
Those are some of my favorites. Like
Leads the league or leads all of baseball?
leads in homers. I would imagine the entire
All of baseball.
All of baseball.
All right.
You got your hot takes, and then you got your hot takes that are also kind of refreshing, kind of new, kind of inserts a new name or a new face into the conversation. I really like that.
I do too.
Leads league in homers, or all of baseball. Let's see here. Let's go one more before we get into some of our takes. Jean says Yanks don't extend Judge. They fall out of the race by June. Trade Judge to Tampa Bay, and the Rays sign him long term.
The Rays ain't signing anybody long term that's 31. So pause on that.
There's a lot of people that are picking on Judge and trying to get him out of New York. I don't know.
Wild. No, I mean, there's. I just don't. I get what you're saying. I get the pressure of it, but I mean, he has his own section in right field, dude. Like the guy runs the clubhouse. He's beloved. I just don't see it happening.
I think you and I can both agree that we've seen guys that were like, no, definitely staying put. Most recent example, Freddie Freeman. It's like, I don't think anybody, it's sad to say, like, I wish baseball wasn't like that, but I don't think anybody is indispensable when it comes to.
No, yeah, I don't think that either. I just think, I think it's more likely that he gets an extension than not. But, I mean, if there is no extension, I don't see him being traded. Burn down the city if he does get traded in division, by the way.
Oof, yeah.
Every Yankees fan is done if that happens.
I just want to go on record, going back to Anthony's take. If he does get traded to the Red Sox, I'm speaking of planting my flag, I'm going to say right now, not going to be a fan of the move, and I'm not going to be a fan of Aaron Judge. And if that happens and people recall me saying this, and at that time when that transaction happens and I'm all kind of like buddy with Judge, like, oh, this is our guy, shoot me in the face.
Same thing for Carlos Correa for me.
Shoot me in the face, because
same exact thing.
I don't like the guy. Yeah,
on board with you. If same thing. I get it. You gotta have that player that you're not a fan of, and like
you gotta draw the line.
You gotta draw a line somewhere. Correa for me, Judge for you. Makes sense. Cool.
A guy that I came around on, David Price. When he got sent to Boston, I was like, oh, I don't like this, man.
Really?
I don't like this. Yeah, because he had the beef with Poppy. And I was like, well, it's Poppy versus everyone else for me. Like, I'm always going to side with him. And, they got together in spring training and ironed some things out, and they were straight. And I was like, all right, if you're straight with Poppy, I'm straight with you. And ended up.
You're saying like Donaldson and Garrett Cole.
Is that for you? That'd be a similar situation for you. Yeah.
Yeah. As long as the beef is squashed.
I've heard some hints from you about maybe coming around on Donaldson. I'll be curious to see how that shakes out this year.
He's on one of the fantasy teams already. So
that's true.
Well,
interesting.
No. Yeah.
All right. Let's draw the line there for listener hot takes. We'll pick up the second half at the end of the episode. But let's share some of our general hot takes before we get into specifics with awards and standings and all that. So how about my friend Nate here open us up?
Just a little softy to toss it out here.
Sure.
Not steaming hot. It's not room temperature, but it's pretty warm.
We'll call it a general. We won't even call them general hot takes. We'll just call them a general take.
Luke Voit is going to lead the Padres in the home run category.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a little spicier than room temperature.
Yeah. I just like him in that ballpark. It's a good hitter's ballpark. He knows how to go the other way. The right field is somewhat similar to Yankee Stadium. I see it. So
that's a good fit. I think I said that before, but I really like him in San Diego.
I'm a big Luke Voit guy. Like I'm on board. So he's just going to have fun. He's going to ball out. Hopefully he stays healthy. But yeah, I think he leads the Padres in home runs.
I mean, the more I think about it, he's only going to be competing with Machado, right?
Basically Manny.
Because Tatis is out. What?
Yeah.
What did we say?
Maybe Cronenworth.
Yeah.
That's about it.
But Tatis, really, I mean, he's going to be out Machado, I mean, because Tatis is going to be out, what we said, eight weeks?
Yeah.
That we know
but mean, even though, who knows? That guy could come back and just go on a tear.
He finished with, what, 40 plus last season after missing time?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You like it?
I like that. Pick.
Thanks.
I don't have specifics. This is more of just an outlook kind of take. But for me, because I really I saw some glimpses there down the stretch last season. And he was also in the conversation for fantasy trades in our league last year.
Mm-hmm.
But after leading the league in losses in 2021, Luis Castillo, whether it be with the Reds or someone else, will have a Lucas Giolito-esque return to being an all-star caliber arm.
Love that. I love that.
I'll be honest with you. I was fully out on him when it just went south, and I was like, you can't come back from this. And then, like I said, I saw some glimpses, and all of a sudden you got people in our fantasy league clamoring for him for an arm down the stretch where it's like, I need a reliable arm. And it's like, you're talking about Luis Castillo, but then you look at it and it's like, well, I mean, he found something there down the stretch. So I think 2022 is going to be a good year for
I like
Luis.
that. I like that.
That's my first
one. All right. We're just running straight through these, huh?
Yeah. Give me number 2.
But back-to-back Dodgers hot takes here. This one I don't know if is as hot and steamy as the Luke Voigt one. Craig Kimbrell will be out in the closer role. He will be done by May 15th.
Ooh.
Yeah, quick.
Wow.
Stumbling out the gate. And he's out as the closer. I don't know what that means. I don't know if
I was
it's
gonna
trade.
Say, what's the
slide
answer?
him back to the 7-8 role. Like, I don't know.
Which is a role he will not accept. So he may just be out.
It could be that like baseball jail where it's like, the Jacoby Ellsbury hip injury that just ends your career. But yeah, Kimbrell out as closer by May 15th. Hold me to that date.
So what's the answer then for the Dodgers? Like, where do you go from there?
I don't know, dude.
Who you slide in there?
No idea. I have no idea. They still have Trinan, right? So he's going to be in that setup role to start the season, and then I think
maybe they try flip-flopping those two.
Gratterall maybe slides into the setup role. I don't know. But yeah, I'm out. I'm done with Craig Kimbrell.
Love that.
Yeah, we're done with that.
Love that. All right, number 2 for me. Well, let me backtrack. I don't love that for Kimbrell. I mean, that's tough break for the guy, but I like the creativity behind it. Especially picks like that when you give a date. I love that.
Yeah.
Really
just commitment. Right there.
That's what we're all about on this episode is commitment. Number 2 for me, 2 of the greatest hitters of our generation, Albert Pujols and Miguel Cabrera, will both hit 20-plus home runs this year.
Hey.
And if you do your math, 20-plus puts Pujols at 700. He needs 21. And I think Miguel Cabrera, I think he's going to come out this year with a rejuvenated, significantly improved lineup.
Yeah, dude.
And he's going to remember why he enjoys hitting baseball so much.
Yeah.
The last, I pulled up a number here. The last time Miggy hit 20 was in 2016, but he hit 15 last season.
Okay.
And that's with pretty much nothing. So
I mean,
you look at that improved lineup, you give him a little bit of protection. I mean, can call it what you want. I mean, it's not star-studded by any stretch, but give him a little bit of help. It's a hot take.
Yeah. I like that. That's a good one. That's a real good one.
Thank you. What do you got for number 3?
All right. Flipping this hot cake up. Cody Bellinger gets traded.
Oh, I thought I heard Cody Bellinger and I thought it was going to be has an MVP caliber season. Nope.
The
Nate
Dodgers
says,
are done with him. They're moving on
wow.
at any point. But he will not finish the year as a Dodger.
Wow.
The dude has like 18 strikeouts and like 24 plate appearances this spring.
Tough start for Cody.
I get that like spring is not important, but that shows me a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's not important. Like if you're hitting 225, it's like, okay, whatever. But I mean, 18 to 20 Ks to start the spring, that's telling.
I think he's done, dude. I think he's done, and it's time to get out of the the limelight and go find somewhere to just find your game again. But he will not finish 2022 as a Dodger.
Wow. Bold.
That's hot and steamy, isn't it?
That's hot and steamy. That's hot and steamy like it's in a bag on the front porch, man.
Bingo.
Oof.
Bingo.
It's a good one to round it out with.
Yeah, right.
Number 3 for me, kind of thinking outside the box here, going a little broad, not specific to any team or player. We will see a 20-plus game winning streak at some point in the 2022 season.
Ooh, I like that. That's good.
That's
a good pick.
The most recent, as I'm sure.
Oakland A's.
No, the Indians in 2017.
Really?
22 wins. And the only reason I remember that is because in their Twitter bio, every game that they would win, they would add a W to their name. So like by the end of it, their entire name was just like Windians, but it was like 22 W's, and it was insane, but it was very clever. And so I think we'll see somebody do it this year.
I like that.
I mean, I could take the lazy route and just say it'd be the star-studded Dodgers, but I mean, it was the Indians in 2017.
That's what I'm saying. You never know.
I mean, to be fair, they were solid then too, but not. I mean, they weren't 2022 Dodgers good.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I like it. Those are good. Those are good hot takes.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
General takes before we get into our
Mine
awards.
are very specific, and I just stuck with the NL East apparently. So
I like
mine
that.
are ride or die. Like you're at
the
in
West.
or out.
You went the West, right?
Did I say East? I meant West. Yeah, NL West.
Yeah, because you had what? It was Voit, Kimbrel, and Bellinger. Tough look for the. Well, no, not for Voit. Not Voit. Giving props to Voit, but Dodgers, man, just ripping them apart.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, next up, we got award predictions. But before we get into that, Nate, tell us about the award-winning Big League Chew.
I mean, hello. Award-winning. Award-winning is one thing, but when you like just dominate the entire category of shredded gum, it's just, that's how it's done. Founded by former big league left-handed pitcher. I'm sorry. Big league left-handed pitcher. I wish Rob. I'm sorry. Rob. That's on me. That's on me, dog. That's on me. Founded by former left-handed pitcher Rob Nelson, Big League Chew started from humble beginnings in the Portland Mavericks bullpen in 1977. For more than 40 years, the iconic pouch is packed with shredded, flavorful bubblegum has become the #1 shredded gum of athletes everywhere. Big League Chew has sold more than 900 million pouches and is designated as the Hall of Fame bubblegum. Grab some gum and head to Big League Chew's social media channels at Big League Chew on Twitter, at Big League Chew Gum on Instagram to show off your Big League bubbles. You can also find a list of retailers or purchase any of their products directly from their website at bigleaguechew.com. Big League Chew.
Big League Chew. Love that. All right, let's get into the awards, my friend.
All right, where are we starting?
Starting off with Rookie of the Year.
You just want to say it at the same time? I feel good about this.
I'm
running it back.
American League Rookie of the Year, Bobby Witt Jr.
Our guy. Friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod.
Take two. Run it back. Bring him back again.
Go back and listen to the episode. We got him when he was, I feel like he was like 12 years old, apparently. But it's been a minute since we had him on. But friend of the pod, without a doubt.
Dude. Let's run it back. Stoked for what he's going to do with the Royals, man. He's got pop. He's got speed. He's got drip. Like
he looks like a baseball player more than maybe anybody I've ever seen in my life.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like everything just looks good.
An athlete.
Yeah.
and the uni is clean.
Yep.
Kansas City, I'm convinced Kansas City just came out. They came out with their new line of unis just for this. They're like, you know what? We got this young stud.
I'm just a fan, dude.
Drip
Big
him out.
fan. He's gonna be household name for sure.
Love that. National League Rookie of the Year. I'm curious to get your take on this one.
Seiya Suzuki. Feel like it's kind of a cop out answer, but just because he's kind of coming in as a veteran. But
he's like what, 45 years old.
But yeah, I think he's gonna tear it up at Wrigley.
How old is I was only 27.
I feel like he's in his late 20s. Yeah,
he's 27. I thought he was much older than that. I don't know why. Yeah, I mean you're picking a grown man for a boys award here.
Yep, giving him grown man status already.
Unreal. So. I mean, to be fair, Wander Franco is going to be 30.
Yeah,
eligible for this award. So maybe we'll go with him.
I think Arozarena found a way to be potentially eligible again
at like 40.
Yeah, he's just run it back. Unanimous.
He's going to game the system. I mean, that's smart. That's smart.
Yeah.
I went with Bryson Stott.
Love that. That was my second pick.
I think like I said, I'm getting the tingles with Philly this year, and I don't know what's going to happen with Alec Boehm, but
that's what I was going to ask. So you're out on Boehm, kind of?
That's kind of where I'm leaning, and I think a lot, like some writers and some other people that are closer to the team are kind of thinking along those same lines.
Yeah.
But they're just from what I've discovered is that, and I think Girardi they even asked him about this point blank, and I think they're just trying to figure out how to approach that situation because from what I read, I think Stott has had a good spring, or at least a decent spring, and Alec not so much. And so
plus the rapport with Bryce already,
it's there, dude. I'm telling you. And so I think they're just trying to dance around how to handle Alec because they're wondering, okay, like if we send him down, is that going to screw with his confidence?
Yeah.
And are we ever going to be able to get him back and maybe I don't know, just ship him somewhere? Like I don't know what they would do with him. But it's a tricky situation, but I think at the end of the day, Philly's going to recognize that there's a real opportunity to win a significant amount of games this year and maybe make a run at this thing. And so I would hope for their sake that they're not going to play around with this situation too long. They're just going to make a decision and go with it. And I think when they do, it's going to be with Bryson. And I think he's going to win. I think he's going to take the award.
Who's starting the year at second for them? Why am I drawing a blank?
Is it Segura?
Gene Segura. Yep. Good call.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Right. I could see potentially moving on from Gene Segura. I think they'd probably find a suitor for him quicker than Boehm.
Yeah.
So potentially, letting Stott come in at second. Girardi loves Didi, so that's not going to happen. Plus a little lefty bat in there towards the back end of the lineup, bottom half of the lineup for Didi. So like I just think he's not going anywhere. So it's either at second or third. I'm with you. I like that pick though. Big fan of that pick. At the expense of, unfortunately, probably Alec Boehm.
Yeah, and like I got nothing against him, and I wish him all the success in the world, but I don't know what it is, Bryce. Like aside from the fact that he helped us boost sales big time with the MV3 shirt last fall when Bryce won MVP. Like aside from that, for me, and I think you can speak to this too, rapport is huge. Chemistry is huge. And nothing against Alec, but when you've got Bryce's roommate, like waiting in the wings, ready to go. Yeah, it just makes sense. And like we've said before, making Bryce, it's not the ultimate goal for the Phillies, but keeping your MVP happy is key. And I think that kind of, I think it bleeds out into other aspects of the clubhouse and the organization. If he's happy, then I think you're fine.
I agree. And then like just kind of touching on a little bit of like what Harper can provide is that like veteran support under my wing kind of thing when you're first coming up. Jason Worth, i.e. Jason Worth for Harper, with the Nationals, like come under my wing. This is how you be a pro. Bryson's been living with Harper. He's already learning that stuff. He may already be there to where he understands mentality of being a pro. That's a big, big thing. I don't think that's anything to overlook. So I like it. Makes sense. And like you said, like add a little bit of what you're going to be doing this year. Add some excitement, even more so, to what the Phillies could possibly do this year.
Yeah, add to the culture, add to the excitement, add to the momentum. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a prediction right here, right now. Bryson Stott's going to win the National League Rookie of the Year, and then we're going to get him on the pod at the end of the season. We've already been talking about it.
Perfect.
He's
we're already in communicado with him, so we're good.
He'll be on here at some point. And presumably it will be with the National League Rookie of the Year award.
Bryce is in the background.
Just Bryce will be in the background. Yeah. And we'll pepper some questions at Bryce too.
Yeah.
MVP.
Let's start with the other ones. Let's leave MVP. Let's start with the other one.
All right. Fine. Actually, yeah, I like that. Let's go Cy Young.
Okay. You're gonna start AL or NL?
Didn't I open this episode saying that we were sitting at B-Dubs last night, or was that off air? Yeah, I thought I mentioned. Yeah, so we were watching the national championship game last night, and I gotta say, I was stuck on this pick forever. Like I've been trying to figure out who I want to go with, and like I said, it was a relative game time decision.
Yeah.
But I ended up going with Dylan Cease.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, a little bit of a shocking pick there. Plus 1,200.
Wow.
For the Vegas odds.
All right.
And just to give a little hint, my other Cy Young also plus 1,200 odds. I might just get a shirt that says plus 1,200. Just that'll be my thing.
Gotta throw money on those. I don't know. Mine aren't too spicy, to be honest with you. I'll just be pretty straightforward with that. I got Justin Verlander coming back and doing
me, that's spicy. We just got done talking about it. We were talking some potential fantasy trades, and we were talking Verlander. And I just said to be fair to Verlander, because I think he's earned this in his career. There are question marks, but there's not as many question marks as there would be for somebody else in this situation.
Yeah,
I think he's earned at least that. With that said, though, you just don't know. You just don't know. And so to pick him as your Cy Young winner, I respect it.
I don't know why. I've always liked veteran starters, specifically veteran starters with a veteran manager. There's just something about it's that we understand each other. I understand, yourself, you know, I feel like Dusty's like, yo, Verlander, like, you tell me when you're done. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of understanding I think they're going to have. I don't really consider age too much of a factor, considering he has like a full year off at this point. So maybe some shaky starts in the beginning of the year, but I feel like he goes back to Verlander stuff. And just to remind everybody, like, hey, I've got a gorgeous wife, I have rings, and I'm a stud. And I'm coming back for that trophy.
Love that. I think you caught me a little off guard there, prefacing it. Picks aren't all that spicy. Then
I
you
didn't
dropped
think it was
Verlander.
that spicy, but I mean, you kind of brought me to that level.
Well, there'd probably be some people that would agree with you, and I would think that maybe there's some people that would agree with me that maybe not as bland of a pick as you made it out to be. My National League Cy Young winner. Starter, if I recall, correct me if I'm wrong here, starter of the final game of the World Series, Atlanta Braves own Max Fried.
I like that. I like that because I have him on my fantasy team.
You like that? I got Dylan Cease on my fantasy team, so here's the great year for both of them. That's my pick.
That's good, dude. That's good. Yeah.
The only potential issue that I could see Fried running into is maybe like an innings issue, especially if he gets dinged up at all injury-wise and maybe has to miss some games.
Yeah.
Is maybe just not getting that unspoken threshold that you always hear referenced. But if he's able to stay healthy and do what he's capable of doing, he is, to me, worthy of a Cy Young award.
See, for me, I think it's a risky one because if you consider the number of new bats in the NL East, the number of new bats coming in, new hitters that I don't know if he's going to have, and it goes both ways. You know, the same way he may not have a particular game plan of getting them out, they may not have a particular game plan of how to hit off of them. But we're talking about good hitters that came into that league or in that division, so makes me a little nervous for Frito, but I don't hate it. But speaking of comfort in their division, I'm riding the Walker Buehler train. I know it's been somewhat of a shaky spring, but I think it's just like he's now the guy in the rotation, and he has a lineup of support that is probably better than ever. Comfort in this division, understands how to get guys out. Big name, and Tatis not being healthy for the start of this season, so it's just a lot pointing to old Walker for me.
I respect it. I was on the fence.
It's a safe pick. It's a safe pick.
Yeah. I was thinking about going with him, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna
spice it up. I liked it.
I'm gonna spice it up.
I like your spicy. Yeah.
Maybe go with a little.
I tried to balance out how spicy I wanted to be this year. I was too spicy last year.
Yeah,
too hot.
A little spicy last year. Rein it in a little bit. I respect it.
Yeah,
I respect it. All right. If we're gonna save MVP for the end, we might as well just knock out the other two that we have here. Let's go comeback player of the year.
All right.
I feel like this was kind of cheating, right? For both of these? Am I off the mark here?
No, I went spicy here.
Did you really?
Yeah.
All right, well then let's hear who you got for the AL comeback player of the year.
I went Gleyber Torres. Really, really down year last year. Looks pretty good in the spring. We're talking about him being at his normal second base position again. We're talking about a little bit of a more top-heavy lineup to where he can slide down to 6, 7, maybe 5 at the most. Seen him lead off a couple times this spring, so I feel good about it. He's talked about how much more he's in his legs as a hitter, but the comfort of not playing shortstop every day and not having that hey, you're a bad shortstop said to you every day, I think it'll help him relax a little bit. So I'm going Gleyber.
Geez, that seems like a much more well thought out pick than mine. I feel weird even saying this, but I went with Mike Trout. I get it. That's
immediately where my head went.
Is that allowed? It just feels weird coming out the tongue. And so will my next pick. It's just we were faced with a weird year last year where a lot of big names. I mean, I know that happens from year to year on any given basis, but I just feel like last year we missed out on a lot of guys, and I don't know. I just think if Mike Trout does anything even close to what he's capable of doing, I just feel like it's a given. But to be honest with you, I don't really know how they judge that process, what the criteria, because I don't think there's any real criteria. I think it is more about
it's a gut feel almost.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Mancini was an easy pick,
right?
Regardless, who was
emotional.
The emotional
medical comeback.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I really don't.
I feel like I could see you very well just being correct. Honestly, if he just has a average season, Mike Trout's probably going to get that. So it's a safe pick. You got to sprinkle in the safe picks.
Yeah,
that's
nothing
wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
I just didn't even know because it's Mike Trout. I just didn't even know if he was eligible. For the pick. Sorry, dude, you're too good. You can't.
You're too good.
You can't win this. Yeah. Anybody that has multiple MVPs is not allowed to win this award.
Yeah. I mean, so that's I wanted to be different by choosing Gleyber. Obviously, if Justin Verlander's going to win the Cy Young, there's a very real potential he could win the AL comeback of the, comeback player of the year too.
Yeah.
So I want to be different a little bit. But
that's a solid. I didn't even think about that.
I could see him winning both.
Shoot, yeah.
If he wins Cy Young, he's definitely going to get the comeback player of the year too.
For
right?
sure. Yeah.
So,
wow. Didn't even think about that. That's a good pick because that's more the medical. I mean, Trout, unfortunately, it was just ran into some bad luck. But Verlander coming back and winning a Cy Young.
Yeah.
Oof.
That's a good story. So I could see him getting both of those. So that's kind of like my in parentheses name.
Sure. That's fair.
Yeah, like a 1B. And now I'm going Christian Yelich. I think I haven't been on board the last few years. I think I'm on board with the Brewers, dude. Yeah, I think I'm on board.
Okay, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, what?
There.
We've kind of, we've taken the whole Dwight, Andy Bernard shun thing a little too. We've ran that. It's run its course.
Yeah, we've
shunned the Brewers for an appropriate amount of time. I think it's time to finally get on board. And knowing that they're probably just going to plummet this year.
Probably.
Our luck. But no, this is. I'm glad we're on board there. I think this is the year where we can come around on them.
Yeah, and I mean, like Willie Adames, and you got Hunter Renfroe giving a little more protection to that lineup, like a little less pressure on Christian Yelich. I just hope his back holds up, and I see him. I don't know about MVP form, but returning to good, if not great, status.
Not down in the dumps, Christian Yelich.
Yeah.
I like that. Another kind of just easy fill-in pick for me, Ronald Acuna Jr. It's just weird rolling off the tongue. Both of the Mike Trout and Ronald Acuna Jr. comeback player of the year. Wow, really spicy for old KC. Love those picks.
Yeah.
I mean, look, not much to say there. I mean,
it's two safe picks.
Similar for my Trout logic. If he just comes out and does half of what he's capable of doing, seems like a lock for me. So not much to expand on there.
What do we got? Manager of the year now?
Yes, manager of the year and then MVP. Look,
starting the AL again?
Yeah, let's go AL.
All right. You want to send it?
I know you've been leading us off here, but I just got to jump in and say
Go ahead.
American League Manager year, look, he's not going to win it, but he should because of how I feel about this team this year. But Scott Servais.
That's me. Seattle Let's go. I had him there too.
I just feel like he's, again, I'll say it, he's not going to win it, which, for the record, now that I'm thinking about it,
I think he could.
I nailed the American League Manager of the Year award last year. I said, or no. Oh, no, it was Dusty Baker. That's what it was. I thought I was going to nail the pick because I went with Tony La Russa. I was like, they're literally going to put him on his shoulders because he has trouble walking, and they're going to carry him to the manager of the year award. I was close, though. I feel like I was really close.
The Scott Servais pick. I'm with you, though.
Yeah, Scott Servais, I'll say it again. I'm just going to say it right now. This is not one of my, quote, favorite picks. Because I know that he's just not going to do it.
I don't know. Why not? I mean, he was
right there. You're right.
He was right there last year.
You're right. I take
right
back
there
what
in
I
the
said.
Conversation last year.
I take back what I said. He can win it. Scott can do it. Let's go, Scott.
Let's go, Scott. Not Mariners. Not Mariners. Let's go, Scott.
Well,
it's a little bit of both. You need the Mariners to do well, but I'm not. They're not the new Marlins for me. Are they the new Marlins for you?
I don't know. We'll see. The standing segment will reveal all.
All right, who do you got in the NL?
National League. We just talked about it. I think this is the year we finally come around. I'm going Craig Counsell.
Yeah.
It'll be his first time winning the award, which is hard to believe considering what he's done with that club.
Yeah, he's always in the conversation. But I think that team is just the pitching is just settled in and gotten really good. I like that they held on to Hader. I'm a fan of what they're doing. Williams also was just like the most disgusting changeup out there. And then you got, the top of the rotation between Woodruff and Burns, and all right, Brewers, okay. I like it. It's a good pick.
That's my pick. Who do you got?
I got Bob Melvin.
Let's go. That's a great pick.
Yeah, like we all know how he can manage, but like now he's in a clubhouse that like is all one goal. Like the whole organization has one goal, and that's why I always felt like he was missing in Oakland. You know, like it was, you could tell, like the front office was like, well, you know, if we tear it up, you know, we may have to sign these guys long term. Clearly, we don't want to do that. So. You know what I'm saying? So, like, now he's going to an organization that is willing to support him, willing to go out there and get pieces he needs throughout the season. I think the Padres are going to have a good year. I think Bob Melvin is one of the best managers in baseball. I think he's got the award.
That's a great pick.
Thanks.
Love that.
Thanks.
Yeah, to be honest with you haven't really shared many picks that I've just been...
Thanks.
In total disagreement with you.
We'll see about these. So
we'll see about MVP and in the standings. But as of right now, holds up pretty.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Pretty well. All right. Well, I mean, do you just want to get into it, or would you
Let's
rather
just
hear
get right into it?
Do you want to hear about SeatGeek first?
Yeah, SeatGeek. Give me.
We're gonna build this up. Don't you dare skip. I know you're listening. You're going. Oh, let me get to the MVP. No.
See, at this point now, we're just gonna. What is that? A 30-second skip? So we're like, you went too long.
We're just gonna. Yeah.
You might be right in the middle of the ad read. Then you got to run it back 15 seconds.
Yeah. We're gonna milk this. We're gonna milk this out.
This is on you guys. This is on you guys.
This is punishment for skipping. So. Congrats. You probably think I'm talking about theater performances right now, but we're not. We're not.
Just take a little pause.
You know what? Let's sit on this. Let's just milk this out. Yep. Maybe a little longer. Maybe a little longer. That probably feels good.
That feels right.
Nate, let me tell you about SeatGeek. It's the answer to all your ticket needs. Are you looking for tickets? Do you have plans with friends or family to make it to an upcoming game or concert? People listening right now are probably like, did they add to the intro of the SeatGeek ad read? Because this is awfully long.
Yeah, they don't know.
This is awfully long. Do you have plans with friends or family to make it to an upcoming game or concert? Or are you even looking months ahead to nail down a date to get tickets before they sell out with SeatGeek? SeatGeek! You can find tickets to games, concert shows, and even theater performances. Yes, Nate, theater performances with just a few easy clicks. Or make it even better for you if you're a first-time user of SeatGeek. The next time you add some tickets to your cart, use our promo code the number 3, the number 0, take pod. That's the 30 take pod at checkout to save $20 instantly off your first purchase as a first-time user. That's all you got to do to save some of that.
Good hard cash.
Enter promo code the number 3, the number 0, take pod. That's the 30 take pod at checkout. SeatGeek. All right, let's get into the
AL or NL. What are you feeling? What's more spicy for you?
Let's go AL. It's just the trend. We'll start with AL.
Start at 5.
Yep, start at 5. Work our way up. And,
alternate.
Then we'll switch to National League. Yeah, let's alternate.
All right. Who do you got at 5?
Well, let me just say, similar to my Cy Young American League pick, where I was just struggling. I was laboring. I sat there and stared at my phone for what seemed like hours, days even, maybe even months, just sitting there staring at my phone, trying to come up with my top 5 MVP vote getters for the American League. Honestly, both leagues.
I feel deep about the AL. I feel deep about that top 5.
All right, well, I'll just go ahead and say that I have Mike Trout as my number 5.
Ooh, okay. All right.
So I don't know how
that shows depth.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, and you can go back and check it out, with the exception of last season, which obviously he wasn't going to be in contention for, and the very first year he was in Major League Baseball, every other year he has not finished below 5th in MVP voting.
All right.
That's like, you can add that to your resume like by itself.
Literally,
like,
yeah. Basically.
Even if you don't win the award, you've never finished below 5th in the MVP voting, probably pretty good.
That's wild. Good. You'll like this one. Rafi Devers at 5.
Wow.
Just the most professional hitter, I think, in that lineup. Just an absolute stud. Terrifying. Anytime the Yankees play him, I never know what that guy's capable of. Just hits in any ballpark. The guy's a stud. So, yeah, going 5 for him. This is where you he's had his breakout seasons. He's obviously known. He's highly touted by the Red Sox, but I just feel like now the rest of the league is going to be introduced to Rafi Devers this year.
I respect it. I would agree with you on that. Who do you got at or no? Do I go 4?
Yeah, you go 4.
Number 4. I think you're gonna transparency, no bias, respect for old KC on this pick. I'm gonna go Aaron Judge at 4.
All right.
Thank you.
Guy.
Thank you. Tip of the cap.
Guy.
Thank you. You know,
do you have any support for this? Is it just a gut feel?
Well, when I was the fact was revealed to me this offseason that I don't even remember the exact detail, but it was over the last 3 seasons, 2-3 seasons, that Aaron Judge has played more games than Mike Trout, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, I mean, I know I just love ragging on the guy, but maybe it's not as bad as maybe I make it out to be in my head.
Right. That's kind of what my argument was last year, is that it was just kind of fluke stuff. I don't think it's a nagging injury that bugs him every year.
So, I mean, that combined with, maybe just a little gut feel, I was like, yeah, let's put him up there at 4. He might maybe have a good year. It won't amount to anything, but
yeah,
maybe he individually will have a good year.
All right, fair. Stick to your guns. I gotta respect it.
That's what I got it for.
4, I got Vladdy Jr. I don't think it's gonna be any kind of it's no jab against him. I don't think he's gonna be able to repeat what he did last year, but I don't see a big drop off. I just see better years from other guys.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't want to reveal anything, but if I'm Vladdy, I'll just say this. If I'm Vladdy, I'm coming into this season motivated, no doubt, and being and recognizing what this team is going to be capable of, at least on paper. And he even said the other day, he was the one that said the whole movie trailer quote, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's he's definitely excited. But if I'm Vladdy, I'm just thinking back on last year a little bit. Even if you're not doing that now, you probably spent the offseason going, if I was able to do what I just did and couldn't win the MVP, it's yikes.
See, this is my only thought process behind the Blue Jays this year, and I won't, leak any information here, but now there's expectations. They didn't have expectations, right? This was just the young boys club that we can't wait to see what they're capable of. Now this is all right, well, now, the front office started making moves to support this roster, make a run. Now there's expectations, right? They always say it's harder to stay in the big leagues than it is to get to the big leagues. So is there some kind of potential slump coming for Vladdy? I don't know. That I think it could kind of come into the equation a little bit. So that's why I got him at 4. It's no knock on him. I just feel like there could be a little bit of hey, they got high expectations. They've never had these expectations, together as a group before. So we'll see.
I like that.
All right.
Number 3 for me, Luis Robert.
Love that pick.
Look, I'll be honest with you. If you would have asked me maybe 2 months ago, if I had to pick somebody other than Shohei, no, I'll say this, because again, I don't want to reveal anything. Shohei wins the American League MVP last year.
Yeah.
Within minutes, if you were to ask me who do you think is going to win the MVP next year, I probably would have said either Luis Robert or Aaron Judge, because I was thinking that this offseason. But then I was like, you know what? My feelings have changed. Have shifted a little bit. So
Okay.
for me, they're at 3 and 4.
All right.
But if you would have asked me, like there, all that to say, there were points this offseason where I had both of them slated at one point or another as my number one for the MVP. But alas, here we are.
Fair enough.
Who do you got at 3?
I got Mike Trout at 3, which kind of contradicts my, comeback player of the year, but whatever. I mean, it's Mike Trout. Like you said, if he's capable of doing, just an average season for him, it's an MVP conversation every time. So I got him at 3.
I mean, if you're betting on this, I just told you he's never finished below 5th.
Yeah.
In years that he's eligible for it.
It's a solid, safe bet. So.
Just put somewhere. Yeah. Like, I don't know if they take those types of bets or parlays, but get Mike Trout in your top 5.
Snag that $20 you saved from SeatGeek. Throw it on Mike Trout.
There you go. Finish in top 5. You
Boom.
may win like $2, but you'll win something. You'll come out a winner.
Yep.
Number 2 for me, Shohei Ohtani.
I knew it.
Did you know it?
I knew that you didn't have him one. I knew
Well,
that.
I already kind of alluded to that.
Yeah.
It's just too easy of a pick. I just don't.
I don't like easy picks.
Even if in my heart of hearts I believe that he's capable of just winning MVP every year for the next 10 years, it's like you're not going to find me pick Shohei.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to put my foot in my mouth here and write off future picks, but safe to say I'm probably not going to pick Shohei again just for the sake of these picks. Like, it's not fun. It's not enjoyable. It's boring.
Sure.
I don't care what anybody says. It's boring.
I do agree.
So I'll spice it up a little bit. He's at 2 for me. Who do you got?
I'm going to go 2 and 1 here. Anybody that's been listening for a while knows my number 1. You've already said his name. So 2, going Aaron Judge. For reasons said before, it just seems right. It seems like, he's due for the extension. He's due kind of live up to the contract a little bit and live up to the hype. He has coming off a full, pretty full season. So just makes sense. So going Aaron Judge. Number 1, Luis Robert. I said it literally last year. I'm riding it all the way out. Watching him, it took a half of a game to watch him. And I was like, okay, I'm all in. 100% all in. Freak of nature. Dude is a freak. Absolute stud. Got the drip. Got the support in the lineup. Just got to stay healthy. So I'm going Luis Robert, number 1, MVP. Got to ride that out. I said it a while ago. Sticking with it.
You're man of your word. Whether you said it on this podcast or you texted me, it's documented somewhere that you were on board with Luis Robert.
Yep.
I won't say I'm surprised that you rode this pick out, but I'm pleased.
Thanks,
that
man.
you settled on
Appreciate that.
Luis as your number 1. I respect it. Number 1 for me. I'm allowed one homer pick, right?
Yeah.
Rafael Devers.
I knew this was coming.
Rafael Devers. I
was expecting Xander, but good for you on a better argument on
trust
Rafi.
me, I wanted to pull the trigger on Xander, but I was like, you know what? Let me at least go with a pick that has some reason behind it, and he's due for a bag, a massive bag.
He rakes.
One of the best hitters in the game.
Yeah.
And
now you're talking about more protection as well. There's more going on in that lineup than he had arguably his entire career so far. Right?
It just makes sense for me.
Yuki kind of coming into his thing, Trevor Story added that. It's all lining up.
Yeah, let me backtrack a little bit. That's not even really a homer pick. And I'll be honest with you, it wasn't to take the Red Sox out of it. I just told you, for me, it was either Aaron Judge, Luis Robert, or Rafael Devers, and I just went with a guy that I thought is just going to mash baseballs this year. I mean, they're all going to perform well, but I just think Rafael Devers is due. I mean, he like you already said, he's not due for a breakout year, because if you look at his numbers, he's already one of the best third basemen in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like we're just waiting for him to just pop off. Like
Right.
he's done that. He's been there, done that. So I went with Rafael Devers because I think this year he's even going to take it up another level beyond what he's already done, like we just talked about, and therefore win the MVP. That's my pick.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. I really don't. I hate to admit it, but like he is. That's the guy you game plan for every time you come into town. You have to. That is the one hitter you pick out that you have to just make sure he doesn't beat you, and he still finds a way. So I get it.
Continuing my honesty and transparency here, it probably wasn't until this year, this spring training, the start of the 2022 year, it took probably that long for me to come fully around on Rafael Devers. Yeah. I love him as a player. I love having him on the team. I think he's an incredible, gifted hitter. But
He's
when
so
people
young too.
He is. But when people would ask me, they'd say, who would you rather have up at the plate? I would say JD Martinez.
Mm-hmm.
And people would look at me like I have four eyes, but I'm like, honestly, I couldn't explain it. I'm like, I know, I watch Rafael Devers every night, but I just don't know what it was. I couldn't come around on him to the point that I'm at now, where I've got him as my MVP, but finally came around on him. So here we are. A man can grow. A man can change.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I'll kind of take a step back here. If you were paying attention, I don't have Shohei in my top 5.
Dude, that's spicy.
That alone is a hot take.
That alone is a hot take. That might be your hottest take of the episode of all the things you've said. National League.
You want to start? You want me to start?
I'll go ahead and start. Number 5 for me, Nolan Arenado.
Oh, okay.
Look up his MVP history. He's
always sniffing in there.
He's always been sniffing around his whole career. Take into account, and I even added a little note here to remember to say this. Think about who the Cardinals just acquired. Think about the impact that one of the greatest hitters of our generation, if not the greatest hitter of our generation, think about the impact that he is going to have on a guy who already has the game on lock defensively. And then you bring in a guy like Albert Pujols and you just put them in a room together and you say, just talk hitting. Mm-hmm. Nolan Arenado, you're going to see an uptick. I'm convinced.
Like all right. I'm
offensively. So he's not my number 1, but he's in my top 5.
All right. I like it. I'm going Bryce Harper, number 5. The lineup got better. Obviously coming off an MVP season. I think he's like solidifies who he is and what he does and what he's capable of this next year. It doesn't have to be a winning MVP season.
Right.
It just needs to be in that top 5 of just showing that, like, hey, this is the real Bryce Harper. Put all the rest out the window. This is who he is.
Oh, I'm so excited about the Phillies, man. I'm so excited. I don't know why. I'm just excited about the Phillies this year. That might be
It might be your team.
We may stay in the division with the Let's Go. We may just transition Let's Go Marlins to Let's Go Phillies. I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
That might be the move.
All right.
Number 4 for me. Put some respect on this man's name, Austin Riley.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was big, and that was so. We talked about having like favorite picks, like looking back and like throw all the other ones out the window, but like these are my picks. This was probably
one of your hot takes last year, right?
Yeah, this was the 1B, and I actually don't think this was in our hot takes episode, but it was in the division preview breakdown episodes we did.
Yeah,
and I was real high on Austin Riley, so that was like my 1B, where I was like, I'm telling you, give this man a position full time, and just let him go out there. Don't have him looking over his shoulder like, oh, like who's breathing down my neck to take my position. Just let him go out there and play, and look what he did.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to continue that, so that's why I got him in top 5. I got him at 4.
I like it. 4, I'm going Freddie Free. I think he just does his thing. What if Freddie does? Won't bother him being in LA. I don't think any of that will get to him. He's just that's the type of hitter he is, where he gets in a slump and he's just like, whatever, I'll just hit line drives over the shortstop, and he gets out of it, and then he starts hitting the ball at the ballpark and doing his normal thing. So Freddie Free in a better, I won't say better, in just as good of a lineup.
I couldn't do it, man. I'm not even a Braves fan, and I was just kind of that whole thing rubbed me the wrong way.
You're just done.
I couldn't have put him in my top 5. I think he's great, but I just couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. Number 3 for me, right? Is that where we're at?
Number 3 for you.
Number 3, Ronald Acuna Jr. Give him that Comeback Player of the Year award, and by the way, let's put you top 5 MVP voting. Why not?
Yeah, I like that too.
Did you? I'll tell you what, admittedly, I have not been following spring training or really any content surrounding spring training as much as I have in the past this season. Just couldn't. I mean, you and I were talking about it. We've just been super swamped with just life. But if there have been some videos of him just getting cage work, like
he's
out on the field.
He's feeling it. He's feeling it.
He is back, dude.
What's
so
gonna help
ready.
Is the DH. I mean, he's going to be able to just kind of ease into getting back in the field. He was not going to play it in right field every day. So they're going to let him, DH some time and, let him ease back into playing time. Plus you have Eddie Rosario who can play, the outfield just as well. Adam Duvall, Ozuna, you name it. Like, you have guys that can fill in the outfield until he feels ready. So I like that pick. I like it. 3 for me. The guy that replaced Freddie, Matt Olson.
Ooh.
Yeah. I believe he was top 5 in MVP votes last year as well. If not 3. Can't remember. Just settle into that lineup. Better lineup. At home. Family showing up. And already just ready to go championship team. Matt Olson just blends in perfectly.
I like that. When I told you I was sitting there at B-Dubs going back and forth, he was a name that I was just trying to find a place to squeeze in. Fortunately just didn't make the cut, but I'm very much excited for
I am too.
What's in store for the Braves and for Matt Olson. Where are we at? Number 2, Juan Soto. Coming back with another. See, I feel like the problem with Soto is I just don't know how long you can maintain a positive outlook if you're Juan Soto. Like, you have nothing to look forward to right now.
Yeah,
nothing to get you excited, and I just don't know how much of an impact that has on him, and I just don't know. Still being a younger kid, I just don't know how well he's able to compartmentalize and just be like, look, I got to set that aside for the time being until contract talk comes up. Until that time arrives, I'm just going to have to set that aside and just go out and play ball. Like, he's done it well enough to this point, but that's my point is I just don't know how many times you can do this to where you just step up to the plate and you're like, why am I here? Like, what am I doing?
Yeah, I left him off my top 5 only because there's just nothing else in that lineup outside of Nelly Cruz to really help him. And I just feel like, if you're ever going to play the Nationals, you're just like, we have to beat this team. And, there's only one guy we really have to avoid. So I don't think he's going to get the whole lot to hit this year. He could probably break the record in walks, for all we know, just because they're going to avoid him.
You could make the argument, though, that his second half last year, which was great, especially as an on-base machine, that, I mean, the lineup situation, which speaks to just how good he is and what he's able to do with pitches that obviously aren't ideal, aren't in his wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's a freak, but
I do get it.
I just don't know if it's more of a positive outlook thing as much as it is a
There's a lot of factors pointing
lineup,
against
a
him.
lineup situation or vice versa.
Yeah. He was 2 for you or 3? He was
Number
2
2
for you.
Did you
Number
go
2
2?
for me. No, returning to the limelight. We already talked about a Mookie Betts coming back.
Oh boy.
Back to the conversation, back to what he's capable of doing. The lineup's gotten better. Like it, yeah. I don't know. I like it. And he's got to be, more comfortable in LA at this point. So
I respect it.
Yeah.
Number 1 for me. Is that where we're at?
you're at 1.
The first repeat winner since 2012-2013, and the first Philly to repeat since 1980 and 1981, Bryce Harper.
Running it back.
Run it back, baby. Bryce Harper, number 1.
Wow.
I'm telling you, dude, I'm all in on the Phillies this year, and I just think you sprinkle in some offensive threats to further solidify a lineup that he was able to carry last year, and I feel like he's finally found his groove. He said, you know what, his thing last year was like, hello, have you forgotten about me? And then he goes out and did what he did. But I just think he's just going to stay on a tear from this point forward.
That's fair.
I really do.
That's fair. Ready for this? This is sauce right here. This is some spice. I mean, counting out number 5, number 4, we had a Dodger. Number 3, we had a Brave. Number 2, we had a Dodger. And sure enough, I'm sticking to the pattern. Number 1, Austin Riley.
Wow.
For the Braves. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Respect.
Locking down the lineup. He is going to be that guy to just take all pressure off of everyone else in that lineup. He is going to be insane. He's going to do his thing, man. He's going to do his thing. And that lineup is terrifying, but he is that guy. I believe in him. Austin Riley.
So when I said earlier, put some respect on his name, you were
had it.
You were just chomping at the bit. You're like,
I already had it.
I believe me. I'm putting some respect on his name.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yes, sir.
That rounds out our awards. Let's transition to our standings. Man, we are deep. I love this. I knew we were going to be deep. This is what this episode is all about.
That's all right.
All right, where do you want to start?
Let's start in the West. I don't care which side. Let's just start West and work our way east.
Let's start out there where you're at. Let's start out West. Let's go. Let's just keep the trend going. Let's go AL.
All right.
So starting from 5, working your way to the top. So work your way from the bottom to the top. AL West. Who do you got at 5?
A's. Oakland A's. Sorry. Just nothing. There's just nothing. I don't even think Montas will be there much longer. Like, it's just, I don't know what we're even really excited about. So, yeah, A's.
A's for me as well. Yeah.
Yeah, no need to talk much at length there.
Number 4, poor A's. No, I don't even, literally poor A's, but
no, literally, yeah. Like, it's
literally pour A's. Like, spend money. Come on.
I don't know. Save as much money as you can until you move. I'm just done. The Oakland, I'm fully out. Like, I'm out. You've let too much happen. You were right in the conversation last year. You let your manager get swooped up, and you ship out 2 cornerstones for your franchise in Olsen and Chapman. You're fire sailing it for everyone else. It's just like, I'm done. So if anything moving forward, I'm not back in on the A's until they're out of Oakland. There you go. Even though they have a boatload of prospects and picks coming up soon from all these trades, don't care. I'm fully out until they're out of Oakland.
Till they're out of Oakland. I thought you said back in Oakland. So they're out of Oakland, and then you'll reconsider.
And then I'll consider it. Yeah, but I'm not in.
Fair enough. 4. Who do you got 4th in the division?
Rangers.
Yep, Rangers for me.
Yeah, solid moves, just not there yet. It's okay. Nothing wrong with it. Solid moves being done. Add into the rotation, add in the lineup. Cool with it.
And look, people are going, well, why would you spend like $80 billion over the offseason just to finish fourth? I'm not
They're not playing for this year. They didn't pay for this year.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and knock the Rangers because we get on teams all the time that we literally just got done talking about a team that just chooses not to spend money, like, at all. So, like, what's the alternative? You just want the Rangers to be bottom feeders, and collect their bag in the process. I just don't understand why fans would opt for that. It's like, even if you spend money and your 3-year, your 5-year plan doesn't fall into place the way you hope it does, at least you're trying.
You're going for it, yeah.
I mean, what more can you ask for?
This is kind of the little bit of a cycle coming back here, not to, leak anything out about another division, but like, when we were in college, Rangers and Tigers were really always in that conversation. I feel like those two are growing at the same pace right now.
Yep.
I like what the Rangers are doing. But again, they didn't pay all that money for this year. Sorry.
Number 3. The Angels. All right.
There you go.
Let's go. I thought we were going to have a little disagreement here.
No, I don't think
so. I respect it. Really not much to say on the Angels other than the fact that
there's still no pitching. There's still not. I mean, Noah Syndergaard is not anything for me. He's not getting me excited at all.
Look, we just got done talking last episode how that reminder went off on my phone that I'd set months before, and I reminded myself to not, quote, don't change your mind on the fraud Angels, you idiot.
Bingo.
And I haven't changed my mind, but at the same time, I can't put them beneath the Rangers or A's.
Right.
So naturally they fall into the third slot.
Same logic for me.
Number 2.
Astros.
Wow. I was going to say, don't do it, but you did it.
I did it.
Wow.
I did it. Yeah. Yep.
Respect, man. You know, I really should have put my money where my mouth is after last year's prediction.
You went Mariners at 2?
You want me to let me remind you what I said. Remember how we did the general hot takes this episode where it was just like a few, like 3 each?
Yeah.
One of my predictions last year is I said the end of American League reign for the Astros ends at the conclusion of 2021.
There you go.
And yet I went with the Mariners at 2. With that said, that doesn't necessarily correlate to any success in the postseason.
Sure, understood.
We're just talking division here.
Yeah.
So I'm not completely in hot water with that just yet, but if I'm for some reason on board with the Astros in the postseason, then you can come shoot me in the face. But right now, I got the Mariners at 2. Tell me why you got the Mariners winning the division.
Just a lot of hype going. I mean, like, they were right there in the conversation last year of competing with really just a very incomplete roster. They've gotten better. All the Seattle Seahawks fans that are pissed about Russell Wilson coming to my Broncos are all just going to start going to the Mariners games. It's going to be a packed house. I love what they're doing. Why not add Julio Rodriguez to the opening day roster? We just have guys that, Kyle Lewis can come back and just kind of ease back from injury. Kelnick doesn't have to be the dude. You know what I mean? They have just a really smart, well thought out lineup. Bringing Robbie Ray in to the top of the rotation. I like everything they've done, dude. I really do. And I think the hype and the youth is what's going to bring them to the top.
For all those reasons and more, I'm sure, is why I'm putting them at 2 and not lower. Because I have seen the Mariners just not getting any love.
For sure.
But for me, showing them love is putting them in that 2 slot.
Yeah.
I
get it.
I don't think I know I said that I think the American League reign for the Astros ended after this past season, but I don't think we're at a point yet where we can just chalk in the Mariners as the
Yeah,
I respect your pick.
I don't think I'm chalking them in. I don't want you to think that.
Right, it's very possible, and I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but I'm just saying we're not at the point yet where it's just like kind of like where we were with the Astros these last number of years. It's like, okay, yeah, Astros top, whatever. Let's move on to the Central.
Yeah,
not at that point yet, but potential to get there.
This could be the start of it. But I mean, you're talking about the middle of an Astros lineup that's still it's still stacked. Like Bregman can still hit. Jordan can definitely hit. Kyle Tucker is going to be a dude. Like they're doing okay. They're going to be fine. There's just quite a few holes that I'm a little concerned about. Rotation wise, bullpen wise. The middle of the field, shortstop and center field are kind of a question mark. So that leads me to believe that there's just not enough depth for the Astros. But the veteran presence that was brought in for the Mariners takes a lot of pressure off of, those young guys, and it allows them to just do their thing. So that's why I'm going there.
How you want to do this? You want to do the American League as a whole, or you want to go alternate leagues here?
Let's alternate. Let's go over to West.
All right, National League West. Coming in at 5. I think it's safe to say we can go with the Diamondbacks. Correct. Look, we gave him credit. What was it, last episode? The episode before that?
Yeah.
There's going to be an improvement there.
Yeah.
They're going to play, I won't say competitive baseball. They're going to play more competitive baseball than they have in these previous season, in this previous season or two.
Two good backstops that can hit. Peralta, Cattell. I mean, yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with what they're doing. Christian Walker, like Bumgarner's still there, so like they're gonna compete. They're not gonna be the worst team in baseball, but this division's just too.
Marte, did you mention Marte?
Yeah,
Marte. I mean,
division's just too good.
Yeah, though, I think it's safe to say there'll be an uptick in wins, but
yeah,
I mean, they're not gonna go out and play 500 ball by any stretch. Number 4,
Rockies. And
I think we have the same.
You could probably argue that they're going to flip-flop throughout the year. So, however it shakes out, 4 and 5 are,
I did go back and forth on that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just at that point I'm basically just giving them Coors Field's wins being more doable than Chase Field wins for the Diamondbacks. I think they're going to be better at home.
Number 3, the Giants. All right. Pretty much a cakewalk the rest of the way, but yeah, I'm not either. I think you and I are on the same boat there. I don't want to call it a fluke. I feel like if I don't call it a fluke,
it's like a flash in the pan.
Yeah. I just
call lightning in a bottle.
I don't think they can sustain it.
Yeah.
I don't want to call it a fluke, but it's like kind of that middle ground where it's like I just don't think it's sustainable, but I do feel like maybe they caught lightning in a bottle there last year. I don't know.
I don't know how much better they really got, honestly.
Some key pieces.
I don't understand why they didn't try harder for KB. We don't know, behind the scenes what's going on, but I liked it. Longoria, getting older, obviously health an issue.
Buster Posey's gone,
so yeah, I mean, Rodon is good, but we saw Rodon come back down to earth towards the back half of last season. So
yeah,
I don't think you can expect first half season last year for Rodon with the Giants this year. Logan Webb though, real deal.
Yep. Logan Webb.
And Yaz, our boy Yaz.
And Yaz, friend of the pod.
Yeah.
Former guest. Padres number 2, Dodgers 1.
Yep.
I think that's pretty clear.
Yep.
I feel like we've addressed both of these already, so not much else to say there. But
yeah, ton of depth with the Dodgers. Ton of dudes coming back that are going to solidify everything for them too.
I think the Padres finish in that second spot and live up to the expectations that were placed before them prior to the start of last season. And we all know how last year went, but I think this year it kind of plays out the way it was supposed to.
Let me ask you this.
Why I got them at 2.
Do you think it's within 15 games?
I can't say. Within 15, yes. Within 10, no.
I agree. I was thinking 12 or 13. So, yeah, I'm with you.
Within 15, no. Or within 15, yes. 10, no.
I understand Tatis, but that I like what they're doing. I think they're okay. They brought in pieces that are going to be solid. I like their lineup. They're going to be fine. Clevenger coming back. I'm cool with it.
American League Central, starting at 5. We've got the Guardians. That feels weird.
It feels stupid. It feels like a little kid cartoon.
It's weird.
Starting at 4 p.m. Eastern, the Guardians.
That's honestly the only reason I put them at 5, just because their name's stupid. No, I'm just kidding. No, they're just not. They're just not good. I mean,
yeah,
they'll have some flashes this year. I mean, they got some names, they got some dudes, but
let's grab that rotation. Tell me they're gonna stay intact. Even you toss in Jose Ramirez at the top of that list. Jose Ramirez, Shane Bieber, Plesac, Tristan, McKenzie, like those guys. Do you think they're gonna come out of this season with all of them?
Aaron Savali, Cal Quantrill, Zach Plesac, Shane Bieber.
I think there's going to be dudes moving.
I mean, that was one of your questions in last year's Hot Take episode. We did a staying or going segment, and you asked me if I thought Plesac would be gone, and I thought he would be, and I said I think he's gone, and he's still here. So maybe we just run it back again this year. They're not going anywhere.
I want them to get it. I want those guys to get a chance on a winning team somewhere else.
Yeah.
Go compete somewhere, please. It's a change of scenery, something different.
I mean, we've seen guys benefit from a change of scenery. It's a real thing. Number 4, we got. Where's my notes here? We may disagree on this one.
I got Royals.
Oh, I got the Twins.
Whoa!
I am not in on the Twins.
Look out!
Wow. All right, we're spicing up a little bit. We're getting back into the hot takes here.
Go.
Dude, the Twins can jump off a bridge. I don't care about the Twins. Like, I'm so far out on the Twins based on just the way the last couple years have gone. I couldn't be further out on the Twins if you paid me to be. I hate the Twins.
Yeah.
Bunch of frauds, except our guy Jay Cave. Love that guy.
Yeah.
But other than that, I just no. You say, well, you added Gary Sanchez. You got Gio. No.
Yeah.
No. You have no pitching. You just picked up. Who did they just pick up? Who did they just pick up?
How did they pick up scraps? They've been going scraps for the rotation.
I'm blanking on this guy.
Didn't they get Sonny Gray?
No. He'll be all right.
They did get Sonny Gray, but
yeah. He'll be all right. It was Chris Archer.
Cueto?
Chris Archer's not the answer. I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah, and I think if I recall, I maybe said that maybe going, like we just said, a change of scenery, you never know. Maybe you tap into that Chris Archer of old a little bit. You're not going to get full Chris Archer of old. So that's not the answer. I mean, and I think they came out and said they're going with a 6-man rotation. So the projected lineup we're looking at, Lewis Thorpe, Chris Archer, working from the bottom. Lewis Thorpe, Chris Archer, Dylan Bundy, Bailey Ober, Sonny Gray, Joe Ryan.
Woof.
4.
That's a big woof.
Thanks for coming out.
4, I got Royals. They're not quite there yet. I do like what they're doing, putting pieces together. They're just not there yet. I don't know how else to say it. Is that good enough? Is that fair?
No,
I like them. There's nothing against them.
I'm buying into the hype this year. I'm buying in, Nate.
So you have them at 3?
I got him at 3.
See, I got the Tigers at 3.
You got the Twins at 2?
I got the Twins at 2.
Oof. No, I got the Tiger. I got Twins at 4, Royals at 3, Tigers at 2. Dude, I'm telling you, the Tigers. I'm excited about the Tigers.
Great job putting the lineup together. I mean, AJ Hinch knows what he's doing. Yeah, I get it.
Like I said, you're gonna have Miggy going out and hitting 50 bombs this year.
Whoa! You said over 20. Now we're hopping to 50.
We're at 50. I didn't specify a number when I made my. I just said more than 20, and in the number in my head, he's gonna hit 50 this year.
To be fair, my thought process is that 2 and 3 spot is going to be within 3 games when it's all said and done.
No, I agree. Let me just go on record. Miggy's not hitting 50 home runs. Just we've had people take things a little too literally sometimes, so I just want to clarify.
Yeah. So White Sox at 1. I think it's kind of by a landslide. I'm gonna see them winning that division by at least 15 games.
Yeah, I was gonna say a dozen. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. National League Central. Coming in at 5.
Cincinnati Reds.
Shut up.
Yeah. I got the Pirates over the Reds.
Well, maybe we should just end the episode there. I mean, can anything top that?
Hot. The way you feel about the Twins is the way I feel about the Reds. I'm so mad at them,
That's
dude.
fair.
I'm just so mad at, like, what did you get back out of what you had? Like, what are you doing to Joey Votto? You're just ruining this guy. Like, I feel so bad for him. You're not getting anything in return. It's all bad. It's just all bad.
It's all bad. Well, I mean, for me, I had the Pirates at 5. I had the Pittsburgh sell the team Pirates at number 5. I didn't think I needed to back up or justify that pick, but it's the Pirates.
Yeah. Safe to say,
Although
safe to say Brian Reynolds gets shipped out of town, right?
Yeah, but
At some point.
the way you're talking about the Reds, and I could see it. Might be a little closer.
Yeah,
than
you have
maybe I
some
thought.
stuff to be excited about for the Pirates. Like, Ke'Bryan Hayes is dope. Cole Tucker going to be playing. I know you're not high on Michael Chavis, but, like, I like him as a hitter. Brian Reynolds, like, all right, like, put some wins together, I guess. Ish. I don't mind swapping those two. I mean, I could sway either way. I don't really care.
I'm staying Pirates at 5, but all that to say, maybe it's going to be a little closer.
It's close. I think it's close. Yeah.
In the loss total than
Probably
anticipating.
those two teams are going to be bottom 3 in the league.
In all of baseball, you're putting the Reds bottom 3 in all of baseball?
Mm-hmm.
No, can't do it.
I feel bad for Jonathan India.
Maybe next year.
Like,
Can't do
go
it.
win an award and then just everyone's gone. Like, oh, dope.
Hey,
I love the big
dude,
leagues.
congratulations. We're gonna reward you by shipping everyone out. I hope you
Yeah.
enjoy.
See ya.
See you next year. Number 3 for me, and also probably for you,
Cubs.
Cubs. Yep.
Cardinals
2, Brewers 1.
Bingo. Nailed
There
it.
we go. Look, we're in on the Brewers this year. Apparently, we're tag
We're
teaming
in.
this.
Yeah.
Let's go Brewers.
Let's go Brewers. Why
The
not?
pitching, you just can't deny that rotation.
Disgusting. Yeah.
And I may have said it before on here, and maybe I haven't, but that atmosphere for postseason baseball is, I mean, I won't say it's up there at the top, but I mean, it's electric.
Just think about, like, what they got going on. You know what I mean? Like, Willie Adames, Colton Wong, Locane, Yelich coming back. Hunter Renfroe did his thing last year. And then that staff, I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm kind of feeling this. I like it. Kutch in a Brewers uni too. Why not?
And not to mention, it's not like you have to ask a whole lot out of that division. You don't have to win 100 games to come out on top of that division. Traditionally, it's been a division, and we've talked about it. It's a division that traditionally more times than not will beat itself up.
Yep.
And you can come out bloody and scarred, but if you
can win that division at 89, 90, 91 wins.
You don't have to do much.
Yeah.
So, this is the year of the Brewers, I guess. American League Central. No, we did that. Are we in the East now?
We're on the East.
On the East. We are on the American League East. Correct?
Yep.
All right, coming in at 5. The New York Yankees. No, the Baltimore Orioles.
Orioles, yeah. I like their pieces. I like what they're starting to do and put together. Just, it's not their time. This division's pretty good.
Coming in at number 4.
You're gonna be.
I have the right answer. I don't know who you decided to slot there, but I'm correct in this pick. But
Tampa Bay Rays for 4 for me.
That's really interesting, and I'll explain why. But I currently have the Yankees at 4. I'm going with the real Nate, not this fake optimistic Nate. I'm going with the Nate that not too long ago just said this. I've never had less hope about this team in my life. That's the Nate and the Yankees that I'm going with this year, because I just don't see anything to really be excited about, if I'm being honest, based on the history that we've seen. How many years has it been now, Nate? Not all that thrilled. But it's interesting that you put the Rays at 4, because I was either gonna go high on the Rays this year or just put them at, as low as you can in this division, which is at 4.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I chose not to.
Yeah, I think they're just kind of still building for the long term. Is what it seems like. Meadows getting shipped out recently here to the Tigers. Kiermaier has been kind of rumored to go places. So, I get it. You got Wander. I get it. You got Arozarena. I don't know. It's like that's it for me.
To be fair, we can't say
they're still going to be fine. They're still going to be
we can't say they're going to.
I'm not saying they're below 500 at all.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it's a deep division.
Yeah, they can be building for the long term and still be doing the crap that they've done the last however many years. So they just continue to pull it out of the hat. I don't know how they do it.
I don't know either.
And I say that to say that's why I was going back and forth about whether or not I was going to slot them high or slot them low. And I'm like, I've doubted them in the past, and they continue to show up. So let's run it back another year. We'll slot them high. We'll see if they're capable of continuing that trend.
Here's what we can agree on. Most likely is I could see the top 4 teams in the AL East being within 10 games of the division.
Sure.
At the end of the year.
Yeah.
Maybe even less. I don't know. But I think it's going to be like a 10-game deficit for those 4 teams to figure out how they line up. So I don't think either of us are going to be that far off with these predictions in my mind.
Coming in at number 3.
I got the Red Sox. The Red Sox at 3.
I also have the Red Sox.
It's just the pitching. I think it's the pitching that's like it's going to come down. And who knows? Maybe they can make some moves to add to the rotation or whatever. But like Chris Sale just being done, Eovaldi's good. Houck is going to be great, I think. But
for the record, if we would have done, which we didn't, we only did for MVP. If we would have done top 5 for Cy Young, I'm putting Nathan Eovaldi in the top 5.
Yeah?
I'm feeling good about this year. But, even with the questions around the rotation, I agree with you. I'm fully on board with what you said. It just comes down to that lineup. Just year in and year out.
Bludgeoning people.
Absolutely bludgeoning teams every single night, and they show up at the end of the year. And so it's like, do with the pitching what you will. It'd be great if we could maybe plug some of those holes a little bit, at least to keep us afloat on the bump. But I'm okay putting them at 3.
Yeah, fair enough. I got the Yankees at 2. My argument, truthfully, is just because Cashman knows exactly what to do to at least get the team into the postseason. And from there, that's it.
I guess I can.
You know what I mean? Like
Come
he meets
around on
he meets the standard of getting them into the postseason, and then he's like, whatever.
Which is
it happens after that, great. But
sad standard for the Yankees. But
it is
a standard nonetheless.
Yeah, and so like I still recognize that this roster changed for sure. I'm saying lowest hopes because I have no hopes for a World Series ring with this team, but I do think they'll get into the postseason. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. Bullpen's still good. You know, Severino coming back. Rotation's still going to be an issue, but you know, Severino and Cole at the top. You know, it's there. It's there. Possibly you added some trend altering bats. You know, to the lineup. I love Kalefa. IKF is going to be, I think, really good. Just really solid, just flatline standard. You know, and him and DJ, I think, are going to balance each other out well because you can split those guys up at the top and bottom of the lineup. You know, yeah, there's going to be a lot of swing and misses still, and a lot of stuff, you know, still not good, but I think they're going to be fine to at least get in the postseason.
As I already mentioned,
Which
I got the Rays. I got the Rays at 2. Yeah, like I already explained my reasoning there. I think this may be the last year. If they fall short of a World Series this year, I think this may be the last year that I continue to slot them high. I think I'll be dropping them in future seasons, probably 3, 4 somewhere.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
This with the Blue Jays at the top.
The big swinging Blue Jays. Again, not much really needs to be explained here. Yeah. The lineup speaks for itself. The rotation is
I like the lineup. I like the lineup. And I kind of made this argument in our group chat. When you think about it, this contradicts my pick, obviously, but when you think about it, like, is Marcus Semien going to be, you know, replaced just as well with Matt Chapman? I don't know. Is Gausman going to replace Robbie Ray? I don't know. So when you think about an addition and subtraction there, like, I don't know how much better they got, but I'm associating the value of them getting better with their core getting older and experienced.
Yep.
So that's why I have them at 1. I think you can probably talk along the same lines, right?
Yeah. I mean, not to tip anything off here, but I feel real good about the Blue Jays. That's all I'll really say about that.
Oh,
let's go.
Okay.
Let's go National League, shall we? Before I let that sink in a little too quickly.
National League East.
National League 5 coming into the Nationals.
Moving on. Number 4.
Moving on. We're going with the Marlins. Sorry, Marlins. We already addressed it. Look, nothing to be on board for. I mean, you all got sweet Nike Connect unis, and Jazz and a couple other things to be excited about, but
you'll play spoiler. You'll win some series. You'll have some exciting victories. I'll give you that. But a 500 ball club at best.
Not in this rejuvenated division. Not this year. You're not doing anything. Sorry. Coming in at number 3. This may be a bold take. I'm curious where you have them. I've got the New York Mets 3rd.
Really?
The Mets are gonna Met. I know I was high on them when they started making all these moves, bringing these names in, but the more I think about it, just seeing the news with Scherzer and DeGrom, it's like it never ends with this team. Like, you could bring in Elon Musk to own the team. It's not going to change anything. This team is gonna Met. And so for me to put them above either of the 2 remaining teams just made 0 sense for me, which is why I have them at 3. And, you know, it's a little bit of a hot take episode. I'll sprinkle in a little bit of a hot take, even though I know a majority of people out there have the Mets. Well, I won't say majority. A healthy number of people have the Mets winning the division.
Yeah. I have Phillies at 3. It's close. I got Phillies at 3. Yeah, I mean, I think they're a little one-dimensional. lineup wise, a lot of swing and miss. It does remind me of the Yankees actually quite a bit. And defensively, not super athletic. So I do like them. I do like that they've made these progressions. They still have a terrible bullpen. If Aaron Nola can be what Aaron Nola is supposed to be, I feel a little bit better about him. The rotation's still pretty good, but yeah, I'm not fully on board with the Phillies, so I got him at 3.
Sad day, man. Sad day. I've got the Phillies at 2.
I got the Mets at 2.
I feel like I've made it clear thus far why I feel good about the Phillies.
I got the Mets at 2. I feel like, honestly, I like Buck Showalter a lot.
Very much.
I think he's a professional manager. I love what he's doing. I love that he's probably going to nip everything in the bud of any weird stuff that could potentially happen. There's a lot of potential in the lineup, dude. Like, wow. There's a lot going on, and good, solid hitters. Marte is an on-base machine. Canna can turn it on, for a good couple weeks of hot stretch. Lindor is who Lindor is. Pete Alonso knows how to hit. Jeff McNeil knows how to hit. The bolstering of the rotation, I get it. DeGrom's done for a minute. Even Scherzer might miss opening day, but I'm not buying into that recency bias of injuries. I'm erring towards the long term, the marathon here. I think the Mets are going to find a way to win a lot of ball games.
I respect you. You're a greater man for that than I. I can't look that far down the road with this team. Maybe other teams, not this team. I just can't.
Fair. I get it. I see why. I don't disagree with why. I just think I want it.
I think I still have that sour taste in my mouth about the freaking raccoons and that crap. I know that culture they've shifted away from that with, like you said, with Showalter coming into town.
Yeah.
And breaking up Baez and Lindor, that couple that was a potential breeding ground for some clubhouse issues, I'm sure, at times, a little bucking of the heads, but I still think they're just gonna met.
I get it.
Simple as that for me. Braves at 1. Process of elimination got Braves at 1. Have I said on a previous episode where I think the Braves, similar to my reasoning for Bryce Harper, where prior to last year they were kind of like, hello, like we're here. Yeah. They go out and do what they did. Similar to my reasoning for picking Bryce Harper to repeat. I think they've just found their groove, and they're like, no, like bring in all the names you want, New York. This is the division runs through Atlanta.
I agree. I do definitely agree. I mean, and CC said this on R2C2, and I was like, never heard it so well. Such a good point to this whole situation. But I mean, how often can you lose your franchise player and then somehow upgrade?
Very true.
It's nothing against Freddie Freeman, but I do think Matt Olson is an upgrade. I said that before a couple episodes ago. Younger, just as good offensively, probably better defensively. Hometown kid. You have the core just getting, much like the Blue Jays, just getting older and better. Austin Riley is now respected. Ozzy Albies is doing his thing. Acuna is coming back. You brought back Eddie Rosario. You have youth and excitement in Drew Waters. The bullpen is gonna dominate still. Like where are their weak points? I don't see any. So yeah, Braves taking that division.
That brings us to our pennant and World Series winning picks, my friend. Well,
let's do it. Do you want to do the postseason seeds?
I guess. I feel like I think the reason I skipped over that mentally is I feel like we kind of alluded to it, even if we didn't say it explicitly. I'll just run through them here real quick. American League, the 6th seed, I've got the Mariners.
Okay.
The drought ends this season. The 5th seed, I got the Sox. And the 4th seed, I've got the Rays. So I got 3 teams coming out of the AL East.
Yeah, I'm with you. 6 being the Astros. Same idea there. Mariners and Astros, but I'm taking Mariners to win the division. So Astros are going to take the 6th seed. Sox at 5, Yankees at 4. Same thing. 3 teams coming out of the AL East.
Sounds like the same logic, same approach, but just swap out a team or two here or there.
Yeah.
National League, 6th seed. I'm going the Fightin' Phils.
I also have them at the Phillies, with the Phillies. So yeah, they're at
Number
6.
5, going Cardinals.
5, I have Mets.
Number 4, I've got the Padres.
4, I also have Padres. So I have the
right.
Cardinals missing the postseason, unfortunately.
Wow.
I do like the Cardinals, but I think this Pujols stuff and Wainwright and Yachty, I think it's going to be a distraction. I don't know if it's going to, bring a big division dominant team. I think it's just going to be a distraction.
Oof, boy, do I have a listener take waiting for you at the end of the episode. All right, pennant winners and World Series winner, and in how many games?
All right.
American League pennant.
White Sox.
Wow. Running it back.
Run it back.
Running it back for last year's pick.
Run it back. Feels a little better. I hope they don't do any weird, dumb stuff in the middle of the year to go trade for a closer they don't need or whatever. So, going White Sox.
I'm going to take the Blue Jays.
Fair. I know.
I'll be honest with you, and you can back me up on this. Seasons prior, like people like especially in like our group chat and stuff like that, and even just in talking, people will share like the lineup graphic, and I said in years past, I was just like, I mean, it's good. It just doesn't scare me yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it finally got to the point this season where I'm like, okay,
now it's scary.
Respect.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna, but by the way, I'm gonna put you in the World Series now. So
yeah,
quite a jump in my take on the Blue Jays from 2021 to 2022. National League,
Braves.
Let's run it back.
Yeah,
let's run it back. Give me a repeat of what was that? The 92 World Series, the 1992 World Series. The Blue Jays over the Braves in 6. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take that outcome, but I'm going to say in 7. Give me the Blue Jays in 7.
Wow.
I punched that in last night, and I was like, I'm going to sleep on it. Honest truth. I said, I'm not going to put this down officially until I've slept on it.
You know what I've done? Full transparency. I wrote in the Dodgers. And throughout this morning and this podcast right now, this episode,
you changed it.
I'm changing it, and I'm going Braves in 6
Run
over
it
the White Sox.
Back.
Run it back.
Love
repeat. That. I mean, the gold trim on the unis. I told you the roster got better. I don't see how they can't get back there. I mean, it's just.
The Dodgers are so bad. No, I'm just kidding.
The Dodgers are trash. No, it's not even that. I just think it's. I think it's their window, dude. This is the late 90s Braves, but they're getting the rings now. They're getting the rings. They're going to go back to back.
Wow. I would love to use that as a soundbite to open the episode, but I mean, I want people to experience the ups and downs that apparently you just revealed that you experienced over the course of this very podcast.
I literally to get to this point. I haven't even fixed it. It says Dodgers in 6.
That's awesome.
But I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm on the Braves train. Acuna's going to come back and hit 75 home runs.
75 bombs.
Yeah, I'm on the Braves train, man.
So according to Nate, Acuna is going to come back and hit 75 bombs and miss out on the comeback player of the year award. Oh, what a wild year we have in store in baseball. Love that. Wow.
Not good enough.
If he doesn't win it, I'm curious to see who did you have winning the award?
I don't even remember. Doesn't matter. Christian Yelich.
So Christian Yelich is going to have to hit triple digits, apparently, in home runs to win it this year. Wow, good for Christian. What a turnaround for him.
It's good. It's a good year.
Unbelievable. All right, let's run through some over-unders here real quick, and then we'll wrap it up with the listener takes part 2, and we'll get out of here. So, Nate, over-under, 100-win teams. I'm setting it at 2.5. Last year we had 3. We had the Dodgers, Giants, and Rays.
I'm going to go under.
Likewise.
I think the Dodgers are probably going to be the only team to do it.
Yep.
Maybe one other team, but like every other, I feel like the it's
East
spaced out. Yeah,
the American League East.
The talent has gotten better.
Too deep now. You're not
too deep in the AL East, too deep in the NL West or NL East. Yeah.
Even the American League Central, like the White Sox, you could be like, well, maybe they do it, but.
Yeah.
I mean, we just got done talking about the Tigers and Royals, and even if you disagree with us on how we feel about where they're at right now, they've gotten better.
Yeah, I can't find a third team, so that's why I'm gonna say under.
I'm gonna say under. 50 home run guys. I'm gonna set the mark at. I think I initially wanted to go 0.5, but I was feeling a little saucy. I bumped it up to 1.5.
Give me the over. Give me the over.
Last year we had, just as a reminder, in 2021, Sal Perez hit 48, Vladdy hit 48, Shohei hit 46, Marcus Semien hit 45, and somehow, some way, Fernando Tatis Jr., against all odds, found a way to hit 42.
Give me the over.
I'm right there with you, honestly. I think that's why I bumped it up, because I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I could see a couple guys doing it, so let's just bump it up to 1.5.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, 300 strikeout guys. I'm setting the mark at 1.5. Last year, Robbie Ray, due to I think we can chalk that up to it being a shortened season the year before, and just a lot of uncertainty surrounding prep and all that. Robbie Ray actually led the league last year with 248, but the last full season, Garrett Cole and Justin Verlander both reached the 300-plus mark in 2019. So I'm going to set it at 1.5.
Over those same guys.
Wow.
Verlander and Garrett Cole.
Yeah, big on Verlander this year, apparently. I'll be anxiously awaiting. I think I'm going to have to take the under here. I could see Cole doing it again.
Fair.
I'm just still holding out on Verlander. But I'm not out on Verlander. I just want to make that clear. I'm not out on Verlander. I'm
for sure.
Cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
That's where I'll leave that.
Totally fair. So that's allowed.
30-30 guys setting the mark at 1.5. Cedric Mullins was the only guy in 2021 doing exactly that, 30-30. Mookie Betts before that and Jose Ramirez both did it in 2018. So I'm going to set it at 1.5.
Over.
I'm taking the over.
Candidates: Trevor Story, Jose Ramirez, Mookie Betts, just like you said.
Trey Turner.
Ronald
Acuna Jr.
Albies, maybe. That's 6 guys that are legitimate candidates.
I'm taking it.
And I think Trevor Story in Fenway makes that happen. You know what I'm saying?
I can't wait, man. What a time to be alive.
What a pickup. Little virtual handshake there.
Virtual handshake. Thank you.
Respect the pickup. I do.
Thank you.
I liked him. I've always liked him. So good for you guys.
Shohei Ohtani games started on the mound. He had 23 last year, so you requested that we set the mark at 23.5. Is he gonna be on the mound more this year or less in terms of games started?
Going under. I don't even have in my top 5 AL MVP votes, so under.
I'm taking the over.
Totally cool with it. I don't have any logic behind it.
Which reminds me, I didn't mention this.
MLB The Show curse, maybe.
I didn't mention this, but when we were talking Shohei earlier, there was an article. I can't remember like what website or whatever wrote it, but it was a pretty reputable one. And it was this hot take episode. And I was just using it for a little inspiration, like get the creative juices flowing.
Sure, yeah.
And one of the hot takes on this article, again, relatively respectable outlet, they said for the year 2021, that one of their hot takes was that Shohei Ohtani would get a single MVP vote.
A single
MVP vote.
Tough.
And then what? Goes out and wins it unanimously?
I don't know if it was unanimous.
Was it unanimous?
Was it?
I think it was. I'm pretty sure. It could only been like one or two that didn't. Yeah, won the award in unanimous fashion. That's right.
All right. Well, that's crazy.
Fetched all 30 place.
See? People have hot takes everywhere, so.
Even the experts, the so-called experts. Where are we at here? Oh, league-wide no-hitters. Setting the mark at 8.5. We had 9 in 2021.
Under.
Also going to take the under.
No logic. I'm just going under.
No, I'm going to take the under just with the way this offseason has gone. I'm just sure that
I feel good about hitters this year.
Yeah, preparation routine for pitchers. I just feel like maybe a little
shortened off season.
That's what I'm saying. Just
I like what you're thinking weird. There.
Well, technically longer off season with the delayed opening day, but shortened
spring training is what I meant.
Yeah, shortened spring training and shortened window of clarity as to what the heck we're even doing with the sport of
injury
baseball.
Stuff as well. Like couldn't work out with
we're
trainers,
already seeing it. Like I'm taking the under. I just don't think the
side note, I don't know if we mentioned Shohei. I didn't realize I hadn't asked you this before. Did you read about Shohei's translator?
No, what happened?
He quit the Angels. So him and Shohei could talk during the lockout.
Wow.
He quit the Angels, and then the Angels hired him back after the lockout.
That's shady.
Isn't that cool though?
That is.
I mean,
cool.
It's just like Shohei's not going to be able to communicate without him. That's his boy. So like, I don't know. It's just cool to be like, all right, well, if we're not going to have a season, whatever, I'll just quit and hang out with my boy. Oh, you gonna hire me back? Bet. Let's go. Let's run it back.
Convenient. Like I said,
anyway.
Angels are a bunch of frauds. Well, minus those two. Those guys are cool.
Yeah.
Like that's fine. Carlos Correa and Joe Kelly, quote, headline-worthy interactions now that they're in the same division. I'm going to set the mark at 1.5.
Over. Give me one in the beginning of the year and one in September, where the Twins are just getting blown out and they're 25 games back in the division like you think.
Yeah, that's where they'll be. I'm telling you.
And Correa's pissed, and Joe Kelly don't care. Love that guy.
If Carlos Correa is even there at that point, let's be honest.
Fair.
If they're out 25 games in September, he may have already jumped ship.
You think they're going to be? I don't think so.
I think they're going to be 40 games under, or 40 games back. Combined strikeout. This was your doing.
Yeah.
Combined strikeouts between Joey Gallo, Giancarlo Stanton, and Aaron Judge. Gallo averages a 162. He averages 229 strikeouts.
So many.
Stanton averages over 162, 191, and Aaron Judge over 162 averages 208.
So what is
we're
going to
set the market 650 and a half. 650 and a half strikeouts.
Oh man. Give me the under. Joey Gallo is going to relax, settle in a little bit.
Not.
When I say that, his 229 average is probably going to be at like 215. So that's all I'm going to say. And Aaron Judge is going to be an MVP candidate, so he's not going to have as many strikeouts. So under.
Actually, yeah, I can't go against my MVP voting, so I guess you're right.
There's people yelling at us, so saying over. They're yelling at their car speakers.
If I were to take the over and still have Aaron Judge in my top 5, that means Gallo and Stanton would have to combine for like 500 strikeouts.
What's crazy is that when you read
absurd.
those off, never would have guessed that Stanton would be the lowest.
Yeah, honestly,
average.
That's why
never
I had to.
That.
I was like reading it a little slower. I was like, that's got to be a typo. No, Judge has 208 over 162.
Yeah,
crazy.
And what's weird about Judge is that he's like so good with like discipline and working a count, but at the same time he strikes out all the time. It's very odd.
Very odd.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap it up with some listener takes part 2. Let's hear what the people have to say. Nate, Philip says the LA Dodgers start strong but completely collapse in the second half and go for 83 wins.
Whoa. Okay. Why not? Why not? But they still got to win the division for us to be right. So 83 ain't going to get it done.
True. Ben says, how about this? You and Ben, best buds.
Yeah.
Braves repeat. Austin Riley MVP.
Let's go, Ben. Yes,
Let's
sir. Let's go, Ben.
Love that from Ben.
You get what we're doing here.
He gets it. He gets it. Rodolfo says Ohtani and Trout will fight for the MVP race. I think Nate would disagree.
Boring. That's
Where
boring.
did you have
Rodolfo.
Trout? You had Trout in your top 5 though, right? Or no?
3. I had him at 3, I
Okay.
believe. Yeah, because I judge it to Luis Robert at 1.
That's right. All right. Aaron says Angels for the World Series in 2022.
You know, the podcast automatically just, when we edit it, it cuts out the dead time and the silence there. But just know there was a good 5-second pause before
We're
either
just
of
sitting
us
here
wanted
looking
to
at
talk.
each other. We didn't really know what to say. Respect the ambition, Aaron.
Oddly bold.
I think the Angels are a bunch of frauds, minus the guys that we respect and love. The We Watch, We Collect podcast says Phillies knock out Dodgers. I love this take. I just want to go out on record. Phillies knock out the Dodgers early in the postseason.
I like that. Give me Braves, Phillies, NLCS.
What is this, like the 90s again?
That's sick.
Don't understand.
I like that.
Yeah, really like that take. Ricardo says Marlins reach the NLCS, Mariners reach the World Series and win in 6.
Pause. What?
Imagine the Final Four of baseball in 2022 features the Marlins and the Mariners. What planet is this?
Doesn't get hotter than that.
I mean,
hot, sticky garbage.
May I remind you the title of this episode? Jonathan says, Ryan says, Cubs take the Central.
I just don't see enough depth there. Honestly. The Brewers are too good.
Yeah. We're in on the Brewers this year. Jonathan says, NL MVP is Juan Soto. In AL MVP isn't Shohei. It's Corey Seager with a breakout year in Texas.
Whoa. I like that. That's different. That's different.
That is different. It's one of those refreshing takes like I was telling you.
That's cool. And, I mean, if you're remembering the shortened postseason or the shortened season with the postseason being hosted in Texas, Corey Seager went off.
He did.
He went off.
He won the MVP,
at that stadium.
the World Series MVP.
So
love that.
I could see it. Maybe he likes hitting there.
Don't let me forget when we end this episode. We got to do our favorite pick, and then we're getting out of here. Don't let me forget.
Right.
Braves content says Mariners make it to the ALCS but lose to the Blue Jays, and the Braves beat the Blue Jays in the World Series to repeat, and Matt Olson wins NL MVP.
This is kind of a combination of our picks there.
It really
is.
is.
The Blue Jays in the series. I had the Braves winning it.
He says the Braves win it all. Matt Olson wins NL MVP.
I got Matt Olson in the top 3.
Top 3. There you go. So Nate and our guy Andrew, also best buds. Nate's just making all sorts of friends.
I know.
John says the Big 3 reunion, contrary to what Nate believes, he didn't say that. That's what I'm adding in there. The Big 3 reunion will bring Cardinal Magic back to St. Louis and bring another title. Not only are you getting the Magic back, you're getting a title with it.
Tough. That's tough. Yeah. That'd be cool. I like watching Cardinals baseball, honestly. And I like what their roster is. I feel like this is going to be a big distraction for everybody. The farewell tour stuff is just, I don't think it translates well with the team. Like if you think about the farewell tours that we've seen, did the Red Sox do anything when Papi retired that year?
Yeah.
They did? The Yankees obviously haven't done anything, but it was with Mo. They didn't do anything with him. I'm trying to think of other farewell tours. It's not a normal thing, so this is somewhat kind of new. Either way.
Some. I just can't think of them right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it'll be a little bit of a distraction.
Evan said, I might as well just cut this out right now. Just not even say it and just edit and post. Evan says Twins are a 90-plus win team this season.
Oh, Evan.
It sounds like Evan was one of the first purchasers of MLB The Show, because that's the only world in which the Twins are winning 90-plus games.
Is with video games. Yeah, no rotation there. And how are they going to win 90 games with the White Sox in their way?
Chris Archer is not going to lead you to the promised land. Sorry.
AL Cy Young, Chris Archer.
Stop.
Jokes.
Stop. Justin says Chris Bryant leads the league in home runs, and the Rockies still finish in last place in the National League West. I'm not going to lie. I saw that take, and we just said that you could maybe swap out the Rockies and the D-backs in last place. You put Chris Bryant out there in Coors, maybe he goes off, continues his success from the 2021 season. That could happen. That take could happen.
Could.
Who knows?
Definitely could.
You're not saying he's got to win MVP. I would imagine he'd be in the conversation if he leads the league in homers, but all he has to do is lead the league in homers.
It's wild. That's a wild take.
Who thought in 2022 we'd be talking about Chris Bryant on a last place Rockies team? Potentially last place Rockies team. Gus says Padres win the World Series without Tatis. I'll give you the success of the Padres. I won't give you the World Series, but also I agree with the Tatis thing. I think they can make it work without Tatis. I mean, an extended period of time, it's not ideal, but I'm sure you can fill in the gaps for the time being.
I don't like it.
I don't think I just said I don't think they're not. You can't win a World Series outright without him, but.
No, I don't think you. Yeah,
I think you can still play competitive ball.
I'm trying to think of the teams. I mean, are we saying the Padres are better than the Braves, Dodgers? I don't even think they're better than the Brewers.
Yeah, I mean, they'd have to.
You could argue they're in the Mets and Phillies conversation. Hey, get hot with it. Why not?
You'd have to jump through a lot of hoops to make it happen, but we've seen crazier things happen.
True.
And lastly here, closing it out, Jack says, Pujols 2022 NL MVP. You heard it here first. Spoken like a true Cardinals fan, living in 2004 or something.
Good for you, Jack.
Good for you, Jack.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all we got.
I don't know about 21 wall scrapers being MVP candidate. Nothing against Albert Pujols, but
we got to get this man as 21. Do you hear he's starting opening day? He's getting a nod.
Need it.
I mean, there's really no other option there. Like you gotta
DHing, right?
Put him out there. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
No, I think we're gonna put him at third. Put him on the hot corner.
Flash it, Nolan. You're gonna sit down this weekend.
It's been a long spring training. You got the weekend off. Rest up, buddy. All right, let's close it out with our favorite pick/picks. If you want to add
or takes, anything that
takes,
favorite about this.
And this will be kind of where the hills that we die on this year. This is where it comes down to it all for us.
You have to pick a semi-spicy one, right?
I mean, I guess. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I'm running it back on Harper.
That's what you're doing?
For one. And I'm thinking I really want to commit to my Luis Castillo returning to
all right, let's do this.
All-star caliber, but I can't commit to that.
Let's do this. Let's go ahead and pick one award that you'll stand by, one finish, like standing, of a team,
okay,
and one hot take.
And
you'll stand by one of those.
And like one of our general takes, you mean?
Yeah, like one of our takes. So you pick one take, one division winner, and one award winner.
Finish in the division.
Yeah.
Can we say that? So like if they finish 4th or 5th? All right. I feel like the more realistic pick to go with is Luis Castillo returning to All-Star caliber.
That's the take.
But I feel like the spicy one is to say that Albert Pujols and Miggy both hit 20 plus.
I like that one. Stick by that one. That one's just fun to root for.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. Albert Pujols and Miggy both hit 20 plus. Well, Albert's got to hit 21, but Miggy's going 20 plus.
Okay. I'm gonna stay on the Craig Kimbrell train and say he's out as the closer by May 15th.
May 15th.
Yeah,
wow,
dude.
That's a spicy one to stand by.
Quick one. That's the one I'm sticking by.
Standing, I'm gonna go. You know, I can't talk all this noise and not back it up.
Mm-hmm.
The Twins are finishing 4th in the American League Central. I'm sorry. The Twins are finishing 4th. I don't care. They're a bunch of frauds.
Man.
We'll see you next season, Minnesota.
Wow. I'm sticking with I don't know. I'm sticking with the Rays. That's a sketchy one. That could
at
go
4?
Either way. Yeah, I'm sticking with the Rays at 4.
That's bold. Respect for standing by that, because I don't know if I could commit to that.
I'm doing it.
And then my award, as I mentioned, Bryce Harper running it back.
Luis Robert from last season.
That's fair. It only makes sense.
It only makes sense to ride that out.
It only makes sense. You've been on that train.
Picks.
You've been on that train for a minute, so I respect it. All right. That about wraps it up.
That about wraps it up, man. That was long.
That was deep.
Enjoy. Good luck listening to this before opening day.
Respect to those of you that do.
Yeah. Dedication.
We love you a little extra.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. We love all you guys. You got anything else for the people before we close
Honestly,
it out?
I guess just kind of like a farewell to the off season. I think I kind of speak for both of us. You guys have been awesome. The support, the interaction, the ideas, the criticism, like it's all been top notch. Kyle and I constantly talk about it. We feel like, we're on the brink of something big, and you guys are a big credit to that. So this offseason reflected that the most for me than any other offseason. And you guys made this offseason, somewhat manageable for us, even though we were dealing with a lockout and not too many topics. So I just want to say thanks to that. And Christmas Day is almost here, so everybody enjoy. Don't go chasing curveballs.
We love y'all, and as always, looking forward to talking more baseball with you guys soon. Until next time, stay filthy.